popping on, as you're coming in, share things you're grateful for, wins, things that we're celebrating, even if you shared in the group. So I know like Derek for sure and like Whitley get to like share super awesome, amazing things, but definitely everyone else. Okay, how do I get it? If I do that, is it gonna stop streaming to Facebook? I want to go to the group. I love
I'll
tech.
share something.
Yes, definitely.
A big thing for me, one thing I've been working on is attracting the right people in my life.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of neat since I started working on like really putting out what I want specifically with people. It feels like the wrong people or the people that really aren't aligned with me. It
Mm-hmm.
feels like they're just literally like they're not showing up. They're forgetting about, yeah, I know, it's amazing. And they're like, oh, I secretly like double booked myself, but I don't know how I did that because the computer did it, like a lot of stuff
Mm-hmm.
like that. And it feels like people that I've been working on clearing out for a long time that they kind of just wouldn't go away.
Yeah.
It sounds horrible, but it feels like they're finally like ready. It feels like they're ready to transition, and I'm
Yes.
finally ready to transition. So it's like I had to let them go. I
Mm-hmm.
had to be open to the new in order to let them go. So it feels like now I'm finally ready. So that I find that's very exciting. So it doesn't feel like a big win, but for me it is. Like
Mm-hmm.
those are the kind of things that were really holding me back for a long time. So yes, I'm celebrating that. Aside from my prices, I'm that's still a big deal for me. So I feel like that's still a big win. So between
Yes,
client,
that's
yeah.
so
So
huge.
yeah, and I'm working with people that like light me up, that sort of thing. So like
Mhm.
and again, whether they're my soulmate clients, I'm enjoying my work more. So
Yeah.
it almost doesn't matter who I'm working with now because I'm feeling more lit up because I feel like I'm a lot better at my job. So I feel like, yeah, so I feel like I can kind of help anybody with anything.
Yes.
Um, yeah, because I didn't feel that confident before. Like I knew I had talent, but like my gifts and my talents are really like I'm in my wheelhouse now. So
Yeah.
I'm just kind of like bring it, I'm ready. So yeah.
Yes, you are. Oh my God, I love
Thank
that.
you.
And to like add on to how big it is that you're releasing the people who aren't a good fit. Like it is awesome. And this is for everyone. Like when you have people who are leaving your world and you're like, they're not the best kind of client, even if you're in scarcity, even if you're like, but it'd be really nice if they renew. I've had multiple times in my business and seeing like my peers, my clients and stuff like that, when we finally let go of that person's energy and we finally like are officially done with them. And then the other people who are like them kind of like fizzle out of our world. It's then when we get to like really invite in the next layer, like the new level of people, the new like upgraded ideal clients, the new amount of money, the new package prices for receiving even more. Like amazing things open up, but we have to let that old go first. So I love it. And everyone's celebrating you too. Yay. That's when my soulmate client came in when I let go of my last one. Yes. And you can also transition. Like you can also be like creating your new as you're like supporting your existing and like they can meld and mesh. And there's so many different things. So who else would like to share wins, awesome things that we get to celebrate?
I'll go.
Yay!
Yeah, I'm feeling grateful that I've been getting so much beautiful engagement on my page and like people
Yay!
reaching out and messaging me and just like and you guys in the group being so supportive and like just it's just so nice just feeling that support. Thank you. Yeah, so I'm definitely feeling like a lot more positive at the moment and just like doing the lives, showing up, doing posts.
Mm.
I've got my webinar tomorrow. So like um a lot's going on, but it's been a big.
Oh no, you look frozen. Sending really good energy to the internet, the connection. This was happening on our private call too. It's like the router's not doing as strong of a job as it used to. Give her like another second, sending good energy. Anyone else want to go until we get her back on? Is it just me? Like, is everyone?
I'll go.
Okay, cool.
I can't believe this is the last week. I kept thinking maybe there was one more week. Oh, she's gone. Okay. So for me, I had just done this live, and so you heard it, but I was just gonna say that like I did role plays with Whitley and with Derek, and
Yes.
you know, got clarity in my ideal client, and am just honing in on that narrative for that package, which I have just had so much fear around and was like self-sabotaging, because I was like, I don't even want you to want to have a call with me because I was so afraid of it. And so in the process, and it's still like a little new for me, and so but feeling like I'm like getting so close to just like turning a corner on all of that. I mean, Laura, you've been with me from the beginning of that, right? Like,
yes.
I know. And so I'm really like feeling that. And like I said about my client, just that like I had the best call with her, and like to just be on our second call, and she's doing, you know, my smaller package. And so that was just so like felt so good, you know, when you just want to give up. And Derek and I had just been talking about that like earlier in the day, and then she like gives me that feedback, and I was like, oh my gosh. And I know it was awesome. And then just another win, just feeling like for inspiration was then my dog trainer was over then later that night, and he has a business, you know, he's an entrepreneur, and he was wanting to give up. And so I got to like talk with him about that and like remind him like of his purpose and his passion. And I also like I offered to create like a little package for him in trade for some dog classes to like help him with his business. Like, and he left, and I wrote up like a 6-week program, like just because I thought, you know, it'd be good for me to kind of like test this out. And as he spoke, like I was like, okay, he needs this, he needs this, he needs this. And so what I think it'd be, that was like so fun. Like I felt inspired to like write that all out, and it has nothing to do with style, but it's all about his mindset, like energetically, like he's saying all the wrong, you know, the things that are like bringing him in the wrong direction. And so yeah, that felt really cool and really exciting to me. Like if I want to sit up till 10 o'clock at night and type this thing up because I'm like inspired, like that's cool. So I'm just interested to see, you know, how that goes too, and to help me like just keep building my confidence with people and calls and clients, and to show up. And I've got my webinar on Thursday. Could just use a little energy, good vibes headed that way, because I still am kind of like planning out what I'm going to say. I haven't really done that yet. I've been a little behind, feeling that way myself. But yeah, and just want to continue on like breakthrough path, quantum leaping, like that's my desire. Like maybe if, you know, for hot seat stuff too, just excited. Thank you. And thank you guys for the support.
Marking it down for the hot seat, all the things. Also, because we're here right now, whenever that comes through, so like anyone, if you're like talking to someone, you're like, I could solve all of these things, and it just like comes through you. If it's not meant for that person, it's meant for several others. So even if he doesn't decide to buy it, like create an offer around that out to the public. Talk about it on Facebook Lives, how there's these things that you've been noticing in people's worlds right now, and just start sharing it. Like that's kind of how Increase Your Impact and Income kept happening, because I'm like, oh, this just keeps coming up for people. These are the things that keep showing up for people, and then several other people need it, and like other people get benefit. So yeah, I didn't think about it that way. Yeah, so that's been my experience, especially if stuff just like channels through and it just like flows through you. It's like, cool. So the universe is like, this needs to get out there into the world, and your only job is connecting to the other souls, is literally just like shining your light so that they can know you're the human who's like has the solutions, the answers, the supportive tools for them. So that's really cool that like he's the catalyst. If he buys, that's fucking epic. And you get to share these types of things with someone else. And like you were so lit up sharing that. Like someone else was like talking about like how you look too, and it's like, yes, like that's what you get to share with the world. So does that feel good?
That's awesome. Thank you. It did. And I was like really excited to tell you guys, but then I like forgot to do it on the live, like, because I wanted to do it that night and then it was just too late for me. But yeah, so thank you. Thank you. I'm going to look at the comments too.
Yes. So good. Okay, so Belinda, you are back and we're sending even more good energy to the internet. So the last word I heard was like big, and then you like totally popped off. So if you want to like recap what you had shared. And you're muted right now.
Sorry. I have no idea what point it cut out, because I just kept talking and then I was like, Laura's head's not moving. What's going on?
So do you want to just recap if you can't remember? Just kind of share all the things?
Yeah. Just it was just saying, I was just saying like I'm feeling very positive. There's been heaps of amazing engagement on my page.
Yeah.
And it's just I'm feeling a lot more supported and positive, and also realizing that, you know, I've been putting a lot of pressure on myself and my human's been a little bit broken because of it. So I'm like, okay, just reprioritize for the next couple of months. You know, I haven't done a yoga class for months, so I just did one this morning, and stuff like that feel good to me, that are fun and joyful again. So self-care is my priority again now.
Yay! I love that. And I want to like catch the broken thing. We're never broken or damaged or wrong. Like it's always like a journey. And you have fucking like come so far in a year. Like your human is just like, oh my God, I've done all the things. So sometimes it literally is recalibrating. Like after a huge quantum leaps where it's like, you're not at your day job anymore. You've had experiences of travel that you didn't think that you'd be having or like capable of. And you've just like been freedom lifestyling. And you're stepping into like this next layer. You're like, I love it because I get it because you're a seeker just like me. And you're like, all these things and dream home and next thing. And like sometimes we have to like give ourselves a breather, otherwise like fatigue or sickness or disease or like something will show up and we get to like have a pause in another way that wasn't necessarily uniquely designed by us. It was kind of like our body's co-creation of it, where we get to like pause and recalibrate and like normalize and integrate our system to this level that we're at. So human's not broken. Recalibration, integration's happening. I love that you're like feeling called to self-care. That's amazing and I love it.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Awesome. Okay, there's so much going on in the chat. So anyone else who'd like to jump on and share their wins so we can celebrate you in the group with all of our like faces. Yay!
I know everyone probably seen the live that I put in the group, but yeah, that's just what I want to share. How happy I am. And he wants to say hello.
Aww. Yay. Okay, so pretending that someone didn't hear it and you're just like practicing the celebration floor, because we need
so
even
I want
more
to
celebration,
celebrate
even more gratitude.
Signing up my brand new 6-month private VIP client today on a 6-month payment plan, and the sales call was amazing.
Yeah.
If I'm being honest, there was still a little part of me that was going through the sales call when I was about to give the offer, just that little bit of like, oh, this is it, I'm doing the offer. But I was like, no, you've done this so many times now, you've got it now. And I just did it, and as soon as I did it, I knew by him that it was fine, like, because he was just writing all the things down. He was just like, right. And then he just felt he felt uncomfortable with the investment, because I guess he just hasn't invested that much on this type of support. But I just sold it to him in the sales call. Like, there wasn't there wasn't an objection, apart from the fact that he felt uncomfortable with the investment and asked me, could we do like a 1-month trial, and then he would like see if he wants to continue. But he's gonna continue. Like, he's not gonna continue. You know what I mean? I just think he was afraid that it wasn't gonna work for him, and it was so much money. Because what he said on the call was, I've tried everything. And I was like, but you haven't worked with me.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I'm excited.
Yay!
This is just the start.
Yes, it is. Oh my God, so
yeah, amazing. So I'll wait. I have my hot seat questions, but I'll do that when it comes time. go
Cool.
around.
Sounds good. And just so that everyone like has this bit of insight, I shared this with Derek earlier, but if you have someone who wants to try like a smaller amount of your thing first, you can also choose to say it's a journey, it's a transformation based off of everything that you're saying. This is the likely amount of time that it's going to take. And I want you to be committed to that transformation, because sometimes when we get into these journeys, all of our shit comes up. And if you're like pulling up the rug and like cleaning everywhere, and then they're like, whoa, the house actually got dirtier, guys. Like everything's like, you've moved chairs, stuff's out of place. Like this actually looks worse. Like, especially if you're going like really deep healing with people who haven't experienced before, it's good to at least pre-frame that with them, that sometimes our shit comes up and we will deal with all the things as it comes up. And that's why you need to be committed to the entire journey, to this transformational container, to get all of these end results and desires that you want and that you're saying that you're desiring, because that's what this journey is designed to create. And I don't want you to like give up at the beginning if it gets hard, or the other side of it is get some like hot wins at the beginning and think, oh cool, my life's done, and you can keep getting deeper and keep going even better and keep like doing all the things. So especially since you guys are super intuitive, like I tend to like get numbers of like how long, like the amount of work, the kind of energy for people based off of their current starting point and where they're desiring to go. So I typically share that with people. I'm like, I'm claircognizant, and this is what feels like a complete journey will be. And I explain why. So for me, I've like shared with people like a 9-month journey will be ideal, a 6-month journey, like kind of thing. And if they're like, I really need to like go for a smaller thing, especially if they're a money objection, I've started with 3 months, and I'm like, and we're working towards the like 6-month container, just so that you have this kind of stuff pre-framed in your head too. So I wanted to share all of that for everyone else's benefit as well. And I love that everyone's celebrating everyone in the chat. Okay, who else would like to share?
I will share.
Yay!
First of all, I just want to like celebrate the heck out of everybody in this group right now, because everybody's just like killing it. I love it. Like overcoming fears, just like all the things, and just like, oh my gosh, you guys, like, I don't know. I just feel like the energy is so raised right now in the group. It's just, yeah. But yeah, so my celebration, I already posted a video in the group yesterday, but just to like follow up on that, everything's finalized. The contract was signed today and I got paid today. I know.
And how much did you get paid?
I got paid just like over $1,600.
Awesome.
Yeah, so I did a payment plan with the investment, but I'm like, dang, like that's how much I got. Like that's more than what I got paid for the whole 3 months with my previous coaching clients.
Yes, I love
like
that you
that's
just jumped
such
to
a
5K. Like,
yeah. So I'm just like, I'm pumped about that. But the other thing I wanted to share, I really sat in my feminine energy throughout this whole process. Like I leveraged my masculine energy to get the things done that I had to do. Yes. But I really sat in gratitude. I really sat in love. I just connected with myself. And the times when spirit was just like, be still, like, or dance or go for a walk, I did it. Even though like my brain was like, no, you got to prepare for the masterclass. I was like, no, I'm good. Like I'm surrendering, I'm trusting. And oh my gosh, like both times, like the last time that I got those clients, same thing. I was like so harmonized with like my feminine and masculine energy. So I have you to thank for that, Laura, like so much. And just like everybody's positive, like positivity in here, and then sales power on top of that. I'm just like, I am ready.
Yes.
Anyways, thanks guys. Thanks for letting me have a moment.
You're welcome. Yay! Celebrating all of you guys so much. Okay, this is amazing. And the chat's literally going crazy. Anyone else want to celebrate wins, gratitude, celebration things? There's so many things going on.
I'll go.
Yes.
So I'm celebrating baby steps.
Yay! Baby steps are fucking big.
So this was somewhat in my video earlier, but it's a really big correct. I know you'll correct my language on this, Laura, but it's an ego hit for a high achiever to set big ambitious goals and yet feel like you're constantly falling short.
Yeah.
And that is what I have felt like the entire lifetime of my business. And I've never had something, well, other than my senior thesis, which I failed, but that was the only project I ever failed at that I couldn't, and building my business that I couldn't just master through sheer will. And it's been really humbling. And it makes you really lose trust and faith in yourself. You know, I've really had a huge loss of trust and faith in the last 5 to 7 years. Not in my mastery as a coach, but in my ability to stay consistent, to build something that actually gets created instead of sort of peters out.
Yeah.
And so I had a colleague of mine really give me a powerful reflection to be like, babe, you really are better when you take things in smaller bites. And it was hard to hear, not because I've never experienced myself in that way, right? For so much of my life, I created success by like overfunctioning. And that's just not sustainable.
Right.
And I didn't know any other way to create consistent movement, right? Like, let's substitute the word success with something else.
Right.
And as my ego like wanted to defend myself a little bit when she said, you know, baby, you do better in baby steps. But I really sat with it and I was like, yeah, this feels like soothing balm. Like, this really feels like soothing balm. And it came because I was cleaning out my closet.
Oh,
and
interesting.
And she was the one who, you know, I tried to do the Marie Kondo thing, put all of your clothes on the bed. And I just got so overwhelmed within like an hour and a half, I had to quit the project. And she was like, no, babe, that's when she was like, you do better. Like, she was like, you don't have to. And she's a professional stylist. So she does a lot of emptying people's closets of the clothes that are incongruent with them.
Yeah.
And she was like, you do not have to purge all at once. Like, it's enough to just, you know, when you see this one shirt and you're like, how do I feel about it? That you only figure that out when you see that one shirt. Like, it's enough to do it one item at a time. And for whatever reason, I didn't know how to apply that to my business. And so, and I've never trusted, I've also never found an idea that I loved as much as Healers Training Circle.
Yeah.
And so some of you have watched the video earlier, some of you don't, but a quick recap is the 6-month program for $10,000 is the Healers Training Circle in its most aspirational form. And this is very common for me. And I've learned, one of my other business coaches gave me this beautiful reflection that she was like, you are who you work with. You are a visionary leader, and visionaries, one of your unique gifts as a visionary, and I guess I didn't understand that this is unique to visionaries. She was like, you guys can see the fully developed thing in its highest potential in great detail and all of the pieces that go to it. And she said, where you struggle is understanding that that's an aspirational picture of what it is. And you don't realize that it's going to take an iterative process to get there. And you can't necessarily always just build backwards from that vision, right? It's a little bit wonky. Thank you. I'm feeling all the love from everyone. Like, I'm so feeling the love. Thank you so much. So it's, so that was a really big weight off my shoulders when I realized that it was an aspirational goal. And the launching by December, as I said in the video, not only did launch have a negative, it just has all this ick energy. So maybe we can do some clearings around that. But also, I was the one who was putting pressure on myself to get it launched by December.
Right.
God didn't give me that timeline. Universe didn't give me that deadline. I gave myself
Mhm.
that deadline because I was like, if the 6-month program is going to be done before the baby pops out, like
Right.
it has to get launched by then. And it just, through a series of hilarious comedies of errors, you know, it just didn't work. And Laura and I talked about it, and I was like, I know enough now to pay attention when it's just
Mhm.
not quite working.
Yes.
And so cultivating, you know, it's one thing for me to just be like Coach Alyssa randomly doing Facebook Lives about Coach Alyssa and her wisdom to share.
Mhm.
It feels so much better to have a pinpointed focus of a topic that is very, very specific. You know, the healer-patient relationship is an incredibly specific lane,
Yeah.
but it has such depth and breadth to it. And
Mhm.
so I finally feel like I have something to talk about that's not just, I'm not just talking about me and how I
Yeah.
help people, which always felt very wobbly. And I know that there's probably some self-esteem and standing in power like ish around that.
Mhm.
But I like talking, I mean, I love talking about myself. Like, I do, but I love talking about ideas. That is
Yeah.
something that when I'm analyzing something, I think I have such unique perspectives that change people's understanding about whatever topic I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And it really sort of, you know, it spreads like wildfire in terms of my, you know, community, and people look to me as an authority when I talk about these things. And I want to be like, I'm ready to like take up the mantle of being seen as an authority on this topic.
Mhm.
And so it feels congruent to have these baby steps of doing Facebook Lives or Facebook posts on this topic and just see where it goes.
Yes.
And then
Allow it
base
to
whatever,
there.
and those are my baby steps.
Yes.
And have that be my baby step rather than putting all this pressure on this really big launch and having to grow enough to receive, or having the expectation that it's supposed to somehow turn around and be this big. Thank you, Kelly. Yeah, it does sound like intuitive action and feminine energy. And I
Yes.
personally do better when I create and when I launch, when I share from my feminine. My masculine, I think, is more in when I organize the information into pillars and categories, is when my masculine comes out.
Yes.
But when I'm in creation mode, I have to be in the feminine. Otherwise it just doesn't work. That's not, you know, when I'm in my masculine trying to be in creation, it just stops up the pipes. Everything gets
Yeah.
coagulated.
Mhm.
So, you know, my win is, thanks Whitley. My win is slowing down, learning. Like, I just, when I had this idea of like letting go of the aspirational program getting launched right now and just doing the Facebook Lives, everything in my body calmed down,
Mm.
like on a cellular level.
That's awesome.
Because I also realized I'm no longer reaching for something, which there's nothing wrong with aspirational goals and reaching for something.
Mhm.
That just, I don't need that right now.
Yeah.
You know, and just trusting. It's an enormous leap of faith to just do Facebook Lives and see how I can monetize it eventually. But I know that this is a monetary program. Like this topic will become monetizable. It already is.
Mm-hmm.
Just
And
nobody
also,
knows
like,
me as
you
an
can
authority
totally
on
have
it.
the belief system that people will just buy off of Facebook Live. I've had so many people buy
Yeah.
off Facebook Lives.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So it feels good to have this like pressureless ramp up, you know, this sort of pressureless, like whetting people's appetites and letting people know who I am, and, you know,
Yeah.
establishing myself as an authority on this topic in my community.
Yes.
That feels really, really juicy and delicious. So that's, you know, it might not be, it's definitely not where I, you know, sort of saw myself at the beginning of this program. I definitely envisioned launching this giant program, but it's definitely more easeful, especially based on where I am right now.
Yes.
And this pregnancy is taking so much energy. I was like, I finally admitted to a colleague of mine, I was like, I don't think I can teach 3 times a month. 2 hours at a pop, 8 people at a time. Like, I was like, I don't think I can do that lift right now.
Right. Yeah. Especially in your like first trimester, first time baby. Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm just exhausted. Like, I don't, that's too many unknowns. And for me delivering bad quality is like not an option. Like
Yeah.
it is not an option.
Mm-hmm.
So, and this is not the time to just muscle through.
Right. Yay! I love all the
So-
permission and all the awareness and all the baby steps. So celebrating all of those wins.
Yeah, so true baby steps, and you know, we learn to trust ourselves, I think, by the baby steps. I think we don't necessarily rebuild trust by giant leaps. I think we rebuild trust by the small things
Yes.
that we do.
Mhm.
So
Thank
that's
you for
my story. Thanks for listening, everyone. Thank you for all the love. Like, it literally means so much. I know that like everyone can understand with feeling like you're alone, and I know that like none of us is alone, but like it was feeling very lonely to see a lot of you talk about your wins in the group, which I was so inspired by and I was so excited by, and I was like, I just can't get the launch together. Like, I feel like I was like not able to keep up with the racehorses, and it was like, just calm down, babe. Like,
Yeah.
this is a no comparison game.
Yes. Everyone's
And
journey and
you're-
everyone's lane is so unique.
You're finding your stride, and you didn't know what your stride was.
Mm-hmm.
So it's okay to, you know, like, it's okay to figure out what your process needs to be.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess I just didn't know that I didn't know what my process was, and that's ultimately what I'm getting out of this experience of the launch is, what is my launch process,
Yes.
you know? So that is just as valuable as anything else, you know?
Yay.
So that's my confessional.
Thank you for sharing. Awesome. Okay.
Yeah.
I think we have a couple others who are on live with us if they want to share. Marcella, do you have anything that you would like to share as wins?
Hi guys.
No.
Oh, I love everybody. You guys are amazing. And Alyssa, oh my gosh, I'm sending you so much virtual love right now. All my love to you. All my love to you.
Thank you. I received that.
Yeah, I feel you, girl. And I just want to say, enjoy these babies. Enjoy the one you're cooking, and enjoy your program and develop. Like, enjoy it all. Just enjoy where you are.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much. It really means, the support means the world to me from everyone. So thank you.
I feel I resonate with so much of what you just shared. Like, I feel like when I first started with Laura in the first container, it was like so powerful, and there was like, I was just, you know, I'm so grateful for Laura and the group and everybody who's like everybody who's been a part of this journey. But it's been hard. Like, the last 2 months have been like massive transformation, and it's like the most painful part of releasing the cocoon and releasing the old. And so I would say some of my wins are to stop and celebrate what I have manifested. So one of the things, it's funny, like where I'm sitting, one of the things that I originally had wanted to manifest another apartment on the beach, but it turns out I am living rent-free on the beach. So it's like, I'm like here. So it wasn't what I thought. It wasn't what I thought. Like, my mom was the one that took us in. But I found my dream place. I found a beautiful townhome that my son loves, that I love, that's 4 minutes from his school.
Oh my
God. And so that, and all the other extras that were huge. Like, I wanted to find some place that would only do like a 6-month contract. So that, because I wanted to give myself that time before making the decision of buying. And so I, like, so many things like happen. Like, it's like when we trust and we surrender and we like give ourselves to the universe, like to let the universe have its way with us, it ends up being much better than what we were thinking, like how like linearly we were trying to make it happen.
Yeah.
And so I want to celebrate my ability to surrender, because I was struggling. I was resisting, And when I let go and I just like what Whitley said, like I like said, you know what, stop. I need to just like take care of myself and feel better and just like try to energetically get myself back into alignment, then things would start flowing in right away. So that process, so I want to say like celebrations for me are being able to celebrate you guys, trying not like showing up even though like I'm not where everybody else is. Like I feel like I started so strong and then it was just like bam, like hit with like Laura, like what you were saying, like dealing with so much stuff that needed to come up and needed to be taken care of. So I feel like I'm working through that. I'm happy like I got a babysitter today for my son, so I'm happy like he got his work done with her and they're playing now and I fed him, and so I'm happy like I took care of both of us so I could be here on the call.
Good
but
job.
it's, you know, thank you. It's like you guys have continued to inspire me in the midst of all of this. So it's like, I will say something huge happened, which is like obviously like the finalizing of my divorce, the selling of the house, like a lot of pieces that were like ending my old life. I love it, olding my old life.
Any word when you're shedding it, it's like a butterfly, but it sucks.
Yeah, I was olding my old life. And so it's I would say that massive changes happened in this container. So while I came in thinking, you know, that it was just going to be about my work, it supported me in so many other things in my personal life that I'm very grateful for. To you, Laura, and to everybody in the group. And I also had like one of my biggest dreams, or like one of my biggest fears when I came into the group was, and I know some of you had shared this, was like not knowing what my program, like I know what Alyssa was saying about like over delivering and being committed and that definition of success. I was afraid of commitment. I was afraid of commitment to something because I was like, I want to make sure I'm like really in love with whatever it is I'm doing. Like I want to commit to something and my ideal client that I'm going to be really passionate about and really connected to. And I got that download and I got that clarity, and that came out of a meditation, and it was like so beautiful. Like I was like, I got up and I was like, oh, I have the whole thing. And like I sat down, I wrote it out, and I was like, oh my God. And it lights me up. Like the idea of it lights me up. So I think clarity of my ideal client was definitely one of my victories, like one of my wins. Yay! Yeah, for sure. 100%. Like getting that clarity of who I love to work with, who lights me up, and the confirmation I think I shared with you guys was like the last 2 months, you know, where I was just like at my darkest, like such a hard point. And it was those clients that I could just shift. Like I could be like drowning. And then when it was time for my call, I could snap out of it. And it was like life came back into me. Yeah. And I was like, okay, I see who I love working with, no matter like rain, snow, shine, whatever. Like these are the people who I love serving. Yeah. And I wouldn't have gotten that clarity had I not gone through what I've been through. So again, it's been bittersweet, like the last 2 months, but I feel like and something I have to do again, Laura, is like the grieving ceremony. Like there's so much I need to go back to the first program and just like rewatch all of like this second container. Because I just feel like it's I need to do a lot of integrating and give myself like I feel like it's almost like when you're mourning a loss. Yeah. I think that like the instability of like and I know I've talked about this, like I know like some of you get it, like when you have a kid, that instability of like where you live, like it's like a different situation. Like you're the provider, you're the protector, you are their shelter. And so like me feeling like me being in this limbo. So in the beginning I was like, I'm in this beautiful paradise and I couldn't enjoy it. You know, I felt, because I was like not in a good place. But then I was like, okay, Marcella, like literally if anybody was trading places with you, they'd be like, okay, you're crying in a high rise overlooking the water. And so it's like it's being able to appreciate everything, every part of this process, and being gracious with myself and giving myself some love, and just understanding that, you know, that I'm hold on, I gotta go plug in a minute. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
So it's being so happy for everybody and your wins, not comparing myself with you guys, and like being okay with where I am, and seeing you guys as inspiration for what's coming up next.
Yes. Yay! Celebrating all of your wins. And I also marked down some things for when we get into like the hot seat section too.
Thank you.
You're welcome, love. My pleasure. Awesome. So much love for you in the chat as well. This group was divinely orchestrated. I agree. I love when groups come together like this. Such good energy. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay. So I'm going to share the screen, do a quick check in on homework since this is our last call. And you guys have me in the group offering support until Friday, the 11th. So definitely share all your homework. You're still not behind on anything. Share and post everything. Like you get me until Friday, so I will give feedback on all the things. So definitely continue to check in from last time, focusing on lead generation, creating and posting your plans, especially like hourly plans, to be like, okay, nervous system, I can receive this amount of money by working this amount of hours, and it doesn't have to be like a crazy amount of hours to receive a lot more money. Setting intentions for December, you can still speak it into the world and be super in alignment with that. And I want to share on money and tax fears, because that was coming up in the group, and I also wanted to like go deeper into it, because that can come up with people as you're like expanding into new levels, and then people get scared about tax and stuff because they're not familiar with it. So I'm going to do some downloads on that first. So do you want to clear, release, and let go of all the scarcity that comes up around being in a new level, of the unknown, of the future, and being afraid of the potential tax implications of that, of what HST or the tax that's to your government or to your state, all the question marks around that that are like confusing, or that you've had a story in before that it's hard or it's complicated or it's something that you're not good at. If you'd like to release and let go of all those stories and all those limiting beliefs, you can say yes. Do you want to clear, release, and let go of the old fears around getting too big, and around anything that's been said to you in the past around like you need to stay small, or fill in the blank, bad thing will happen if you get too big, or anything that you've seen where someone grew too fast, too quick, and burnt out from it, or took on too many clients and couldn't handle it, or any like fill in the blank negative experience you've seen people who've like rose quickly or quantum leaped or just received a lot of money in, or like lotto experiences, anything where you're like, their life gets good, but then it like all goes to shit, or like it's good, but then here's all the negative consequences of it. Whatever that might be for you, whatever's coming up for your fears in your world or what you've seen from others, you would like to release and let go of their stories and their experiences from being your truth. So you can release and let go of the illusions and the fear that that might happen to you, and give yourself permission to receive even more money with ease, sweet grace, joy, and love. And if you would like that, you can say yes. Do you want to know who you are and what your life looks like? Receiving even more money with ease, with finding the accountant and the bookkeeper and the team and the support systems that will aid you in having the most harmonious relationship with taxes and reporting to the government and all your different business structure, and like figuring out all those things, that you can allow yourself to get resourceful and be very supported during that process, that you're not afraid, and that you can clearly let go of any and all previous energy where you've procrastinated or avoided it in the past, so that you can show up in your own unique baby steps in supporting your business and thriving. And if you'd like that, you can say yeah. Do you want to clear, release, and let go of the fear of like a large tax bill and allow yourself to be grateful and excited around, quote, owing more taxes, and that you can allow yourself to see the positive aspects of that instead of the negative? And if you would like that, you can say yes. Because like the conscious mindset piece is like, if I have a tax bill of $1 million, how much money have I received? Like, what's my lifestyle there? It's like, do I want to live in a world where I owe $1 million in taxes, or like don't owe any because I'm super poor and haven't made any money? It's like, which one would you prefer to live in? And like there are 1,000,002 ways you can get support. So I really recommend like having an accountant and like investing in a good accountant who like knows their stuff and knows how to like organize things and structure things in really smart ways. So that can definitely be a thing that you prioritize in your business, and definitely, especially like as you grow and do all the kinds of new expanded things in your world, that you like make sure that you get that support. Okay. And I know that Kelly's going to have to hop off soon. So do you want to give me a quick cap of your hot seat before you jump off, Lev?
Yeah, so I guess for me, I was thinking about like really allowing like all of the abundance that is on its way to me to be able to receive it, and to quantum leap in my business, and to show up confidently and clearly and as a leader, and you know, as inspirational for others, things like that. I think that's what I'm really feeling. Just like open the gates, allow.
Awesome. And if you just shut your eyes and take a deep breath, what's been the biggest thing that's been holding you back? First thought,
Me.
first feeling. Okay, so what about you?
I mean, I just feel like I just have been spinning my wheels or something, but not moving in a forward direction. But that's not true. I do feel like this past week or last week a little bit, like I'm starting to feel a little bit, but I right now at the moment do feel overwhelmed with tasks and things and day job and side thing and life at the moment, webinar and current client and all these things. And I feel like sometimes I allow that to like get me caught up, so then I'm kind of keeping myself stuck or self-sabotaging. And I really desire to just clear that away. Yeah.
Awesome. I love it. The piece that I needed was this like side thing, because you're currently viewing your business as this side thing, like day job and tasks and side thing. Versus like the passion, like when you were like, these are the things I get to help him with, and I like can totally be in my zone of genius.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, so we'll do some energetic shifts and up levels on that for sure. So I've marked that and a bunch of things that had come through from before too. Awesome. Cool.
And one quick thing. So now that like that came up like with him, then my mind goes, oh, whoa, wait though. Like, now that means you'd have like a new ideal client. Oh my gosh, this would be like a whole other thing, and, you know, get spinny a little bit.
So what if instead of getting spinny in that, you're just like, oh, cool, this is like allowing me to have deeper clarity in who I get to support with the mindset piece, which is exactly the direction you've been going.
Right.
So
Okay.
like, it's kind of like, you know, like little kid games where you'd like be on a like race car or something, and there'd be like little parts where you can like speed up, and it just like gives you a huge boost.
Yeah.
You just got downloaded through someone else who might not be an ideal client, might be a total ideal client, who's just like, here's the thing, and it like downloaded all your stuff.
Okay.
So you didn't like totally veer off track. You just went forward a little bit and being like, oh, I can support people in all these things.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. And so this is where my brain goes. You
Mhm.
mean like a separate package that doesn't have the style though, which is something I was heading towards anyway.
Right. So the 6-week thing that you would just like sat down and created, did that have style?
No, I had none.
Awesome. So it seems like that's what's ready to flow through you.
Okay.
So you can sell just one thing at a time where you're like, cool, this thing seems to be coming through. Share things about it and be like, cool, this will be an offer. And you have your existing webinar. So you can do your existing webinar the way you would plan it, all those things.
Okay.
And then as this is coming through and as you want to talk about it, you can offer it to him and see if he has feedback and be like, oh yeah, I'd want this and I'd want that. Like, see where the energy takes you. Like, follow that
Okay.
inspired action from like, oh cool, this like totally lit me up. It all like channeled and I was so excited staying up late working on it. Follow that energy to where it takes you.
Okay.
So it's kind of like the thing with Belinda where she's like, there's this place that has all these things and a Hawkeye with all the things that I want. It's like, cool. This could mean 1,000,002 things. It could mean go forward and like go to the house and this is all the things and say yes to it all. Or it could mean, hey, this exists. Keep like waiting for this most ideal version of it to come through. Or it could mean like 1,000,002 other things. So you don't get to know until you like feel into it and move forward. That make sense?
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Cool. So follow that energy, talk to him about it, start to like talk to people that you are like in conversation with and you're like, oh, this is actually coming up for them. And like maybe you'll have a 6-week that will move you into higher
Mhm.
level.
Yeah.
And that'll be your new steer step.
Awesome.
Yay.
Okay. Thank you. And bye, guys. Love you guys.
I love you. Okay. So we're going to open for hot seat. I'm going to take everyone's hot seat stuff. If you can, like write down your like top problem or like top 1 to 2 problems, and I'm going to like cap people at 5 minutes for sharing so that we can like get to all the goodness of all of the downloads. And also at the end, I'll be sharing some next steps for if you're like desiring even more of like this container, this vibes, these kind of things. I'll be sharing more about that too. So who would like to go next in the hot seat?
I'll go.
Awesome.
So I'm feeling like for the rest of this year and like for the rest of the month, obviously, and like maybe like just for the start of January, I'm kind of feeling like I don't know the word, but it's like I'm not going to be in any container at that point. Do you get me? Like it's going to be a time where like I'm not working with a coach, I'm not in a group program, but it's like I feel like I want to have that time to just see what I want to do next. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So it's like I'm anticipating that and feeling like, yeah, I'm kind of ready to just have that time now and just not be making fast decisions just because I feel like I should be in some sort of container. You get me? I want to know what my next steps are. But it's like I have this little fear that it's like I feel a little bit of attachment to some type of support. Like this will be like, it will be a time where I haven't had some type of support in like a whole year. This whole year has been, it has been the best year ever, but I've literally been fully supported. Like I've worked with you for more or less the whole year, this group, and I did Sales Power. Like it was a lot, like, but it was amazing. But there's that little fear that like, oh my God, you're not gonna like, everything's gonna crumble if you don't have a crutch to lean on. But I know that's not true. And I know it's not right for me to just jump into something right now when I don't know what that next something is going to be. I honestly don't know. You get me?
Yeah.
So I would, that's it. I just like to just not feel that. That's it.
Yes, totally. And anytime that you're like getting support, you want it to be this like calling, this like
Mm.
drawing you forward because your soul's ready for the next thing, and you're
Yes.
like, human might be freaking the fuck out, like your human has freaked the fuck out multiple times when you've been like right on the precipice of bubbling. But it's like that empowered choice that you're like, I'm going to be good and solid and stable as a human being, and I can stay where I'm at without anyone else. Like, I'm good here. And also the choice and the knowledge and the understanding that like, and if I want to like condense time and quantum leap and do a bunch of things without having my own pitfalls and my own things, then I get to invest in a mentor. So it's a conscious, empowered choice, not a
Yeah,
disempowered, like I have to, otherwise I'm broken, or it's a crutch,
exactly.
and like all those things. So yes, we
And
can totally do downloads.
yeah, and I know that like I know that there is going to be another step next year, but I
Mhm.
just right now I just have no fucking clue what that is. So I'm just going to sit in that. But I
Yes.
don't want to have that attachment. That's all it is.
Yes.
So thank you.
You're welcome. And kind of similar feedback that I've given to other people, it's like, as you move in your inspired action, you'll be given other steps. Like, you will totally be giving the how as you move forward. It's just like the one step at a time. Okay, awesome. Who else would like to go? I'll do the thing where like I write it all down and then I like compile all of the downloads and do all the downloads.
Would it be okay for me to go next?
Yes, go for it, love.
Okay, so forgive me if this isn't put together nicely.
No worries.
As I was sitting down today, Laura, and writing out my Facebook post to talk about enrollment being open for the group coaching,
Mhm.
the 6-week container,
Mhm.
for a moment, I had this like hesitation. And the reason why I had this hesitation was because on the masterclass, nobody except that one person. So there was one person who booked this sales call with me, like to find out more about the group coaching.
Mhm.
And everybody else on there, they didn't. So when I got on the sales call with the one person, and they didn't even interact at all, like they were quiet through the whole entire masterclass. And I quickly
lurkers
realized,
buy. People who are just watching you will buy.
yeah,
That's a very, very,
yeah.
very common thing. They'll be like, no one's watching my stuff. Like, no one cares. And then you'll get people who just buy. And you're like, you've been watching me for 5 years? How? What?
Thank you for that reminder.
You're welcome.
When I got on the call with her, it was very evident, like as I got to learn more about her, I was like, this group coaching container is not going to be for her. Like, I've got to offer her private. But then I was like, the 6 month at 10K is just not going to work. So I'm going to do the 3 month at 5K.
Yeah, that was awesome. Great job, quick thinking.
Thank you. She went for it. So for some reason, part of me is like doubting the 6-week container. Like, I was thinking for a second, I'm like, should I be putting out the private one-on-one 3 month 5K, or should I just keep with the 6-week container as that like doorway to stair step into the private, like higher containers? Because ultimately I'm looking at my little board here and I've got 10 hearts waiting for names to be put on them for my 6-week coaching clients. And then I've got 5 hearts laid out for my one-on-one coaching, which 1 heart is filled officially. But
Yay!
like, I feel like there's some confusion and hesitation between which offer I should be pushing. And also I'm very aware that it could just be my self-sabotaging mechanism, because I'm starting to see some results. And yeah, the other thing too is like, I am getting clarity as I show up, as I'm speaking to my ideal client. I'm getting more clear on how I can help them and what their pain points and their languages. So yeah, sorry. Again, I apologize because I was like, this is going to come out messy because I don't know how to like summarize it.
I totally
But,
get it.
yeah.
And yeah, like there's masculine energy coming through. There's all kinds of things. A conscious thing is you could do another like 3 month for like 5,555. And like like not ever do a 3 month for 5K again. and like just
Right.
stair step.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Because if you sold one private client for 5,555, you would have 10K in December by doing not a lot of work.
Yeah, exactly. That's true.
So how does that feel?
Oh, it feels amazing. Like in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to fill 5 spots in my private one-on-one coaching, but then I want to fill 10 spots in my 6 group coaching.
Mhm.
And when you said that, I'm looking at that, I'm like, that seems like a lot. Sometimes I catch myself not being able to make that discernment between, am I going too high up?
Mhm.
Because I tend to like reach big
And
then I let myself down.
Okay, so I love that this is coming through and that so many of you are overachievers, so I'm just gonna like speak this into the place. We can have really awesome, epic, fucking awesome goals. I've had a 100K a month goal for a while, and instead of me being like, Laura sucks, Laura is so shitty and like she's never gonna get there, blah blah blah, I get to just be like, this is fucking awesome, this is what I learned from this one, this is what I learned from this one, and like just being in the energy of, I know I'm getting there, and like if it happens this month, yay, if it happens next month, yay, like being in that energy instead of like, it must happen now, and if not, I'm gonna like be so disappointed and downward spiral, and I'm gonna doubt everything, and then I'm gonna like downward spiral from that, and then it's just gonna keep getting worse. Like instead of being in that constriction and then worse downward spiral, allow the big things that your huge soul is like calling you to do to be the thing that inspires you, that like moves you forward for an even better world, that like keeps moving you forward and keeps drawing you forward. So like allow all the hearts to be things that inspire you, where you're like, these are all going to get filled, and I'm totally going to have all the things and be
Right.
by that, instead of like, oh my god, this is so heavy and I'm going to be so disappointed and I'm a failure and it's all bad and I can't allow myself to think that big or like go that much. Like it's just, it gets into constructive energy, and that's not
Right. I think you saying that, Laura, I think actually what I know right now, it's like timelines, deadlines put heavy masculine energy, and it like almost disrupts that feminine flow. Because I'm sitting there, I'm like, I got to do this by the end of December. It's always the deadline, it's always a timeline that throws me off. If I didn't think so much on the deadline or the timeline, and I just put myself in the space of now and just follow, then it feels so much lighter.
Yes.
Like when I look at that board and I'm like, I don't have to fill that by December. Like I know it's going to happen. So just be with it.
Yeah.
That feels lighter.
Yay. Okay. So then how does it feel to literally just be like, me selling one more 3-month program? I fucking have a 10K month.
Yeah, that would be amazing. Part of me feels like I want to go more though.
Cool. So you get to be like, yes, but if you like shut your eyes and take a deep breath, how would another client where you're just like, I do something, I show up, I have one sales call, and I have a 10K month, how does that feel in your nervous system? How does that feel in your body?
That feels pretty damn good.
Awesome. So what if your 3 blah, blah, blah. So many things coming here.
Can I
What
ask
if
you one
your
thing
group
really
was just transitional to get you to this 5K space?
Right. Like, okay, so one quick thing.
Yeah.
When I say 10K, I'm like, it's like I'm desiring to have 10K cash every month, not 10K sales. Because when I break it down into sales, I'm like, I'm not covering all my expenses with just one client at that. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
So it's a little bit of that, like that masculine stuff, like the logic stuff that comes into place, that it's like, 10K would be amazing. But then at the same time, if they're on like a payment plan, it doesn't feel like I can survive on that.
Right. Okay. So we'll clear the scarcity around that.
That's the heaviness that's coming up, honey. That's what it is. Yeah. It's like I have to hit a certain number in order to cover expenses, to be able to like live and get by, but I also want to be thriving too, not like just getting by. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So you get to like play with that, and I know that you were like not the clearest from your like January 1st version what the December did, but go back and watch that from last week's call, or even like I did a version of that on my masterclass. So did you get deeper clarity when you watched the masterclass?
In
Do you know what I mean? Like the January 1st version of yourself, what did the December version of you do?
oh right. Um somewhat.
Okay, so
Like
what
it
happened?
wasn't like I didn't get like I don't feel like I got full like clarity on what those action steps were that I needed to do. Do you know what I mean? Like I didn't get that like guidance right there and right then and there in that moment.
Okay, what did come through when you asked your questions?
I know that like showing up was one.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that the master class was inspired action.
Yeah.
I can't remember what else though.
Cool. So what if you keep following your inspired action and just keep connecting to like God, creator, source energy more?
I feel good with that.
Awesome. Because then you can just move in that energy. And if that energy is like doing another masterclass and getting another person at like 6K this time would be awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then if from there you're like, seriously, no one gives a fuck about this group, then you could just be like, okay, cool. Well, that was just a baby step for me to like feel comfortable in receiving 5 to 6K. Now I can receive 10K.
Yeah. That's funny because yeah, I totally can see it that way too.
Because like you more
Okay.
than doubled it from your 1.5.
Yeah, I did.
So then you can just like, if you want to, jump and do your next 3 month at 8K. Like fucking play with numbers. Play with what
That
feels
is true.
good, and like call in the people who need you at your gifts at where you're at right now.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah,
Okay.
that feels better. Thanks, Laura.
You're welcome. And we'll do downloads around it too. Okay. Who else would like things on the hot seat? Belinda.
I'll go. Yeah, I was relating very much to what Dirk was saying as well, and just starting to think about, what are my next steps for 2021. So some general guidance would be much appreciated. And
Yeah.
also feeling sad, but we haven't even finished yet, but I'm like, So I could relate to almost every word he was saying. It was so funny.
Yeah, I know. Like it's always bittersweet. It's like, okay,
Yeah.
cool. We can definitely talk next steps for 2021, all the things, all the stuffs, all the inspired action.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Who else? Melissa, Marcella, Robin.
I feel like I should, but I don't know what to say. Maybe if I just start talking, something will come out.
Cool. Well, I'll cap you at 5 minutes, so you can talk for 5 minutes.
Awesome. I'm so good at talking for extended periods of time.
I also wrote down from what you said, ego hit, big ambitious goals, like the lifetime of your business, never having failed before, going into your will, taking things in smaller bites versus going into like old overfunctioning patterns, launch having energy, and then stuff to deepen, like the baby steps are supportive.
Yeah, definitely.
And like other wisdom that I will add on with
Yeah, no, I was like, yeah, let's like heighten like feeling good about baby steps, like baby steps move the planet, or baby steps. I bought myself a gratitude journal yesterday. Yay! Specifically, and I was so inspired by it. Actually, I kind of want to share this because it's on the first page. It literally says, "Big things have tiny beginnings."
Aww.
And on every page it says, "Today I'm grateful for I am looking forward to, and my favorite part of the day. And I really liked how specific that was about, I've talked to my husband for a long time because, you know, my mom died 3 years ago, and it's just been really hard for me to just like walk in the day-to-day livings of life. It's really been, I don't want to reinforce the struggle and the challenge, but it's literally like swimming through molasses. Trying to make your way after you lose someone that important in helping you chart your course. It's really hard to trust yourself to chart your course on your own, and it's really hard to feel like any step that you take is going to be safe. Because I felt so brave when she was here. Like, I felt like I could accomplish anything because she had my back, and it didn't matter if I crashed and burned, because she was gonna kiss my boo-boos, tell me it was gonna be okay. And then I knew she was gonna help me pick up whatever the pieces were. And, you know, the minute that she crossed over, it was like all that bravery, it just died. You know, my brave self felt like it died with her. And, you know, just so afraid of taking any kind of leap whatsoever, just frozen and stuck in place for so long and not able to move through it, no matter how many deep breaths I took and how much positive self-talk that I tried to use. And so literally the only thing that I did for like 2 years, and this worked, I guess this is a first example of baby steps. And I was chatting with some other grief clients about this as well, is I literally I had 3 healing appointments with 3 separate healers per month. And all I did for 2 years was just go to those appointments. That was literally all I had the bandwidth. And I would like wait. I would like count the hours and count the days in between each healing appointment. And you know what? It fucking worked. Like, literally doing nothing more than staying present with my appointments and driving to them and showing up to them. I mean, I wasn't even eating, you know, and food is still, you know, I'm still learning how to have a nourishing relationship.
1 minute warning.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So, you know, to have this journal to try to focus my thoughts to, you know, not the forcible positive direction, but just, you know, when I do shift, when my sister does this gratitude ritual before we eat with me, my whole energy changes, and I am able to focus on the good parts of the day. I'm able to remember the good parts of the day, but I need it to be like a ritual because it's not a state of being yet. And so to have something that sort of guides my thoughts, and I love this idea of like my favorite part of the day. My favorite part of the day today, I probably have like 5 things I could write down, but one of my favorite parts of the day was like going to my favorite cafe that opened back up and ordering avocado toast.
Nice.
Because I can, you know, I want to. I turned the car around to go when I saw that they were open.
Oh, that's awesome.
So, you know, giving myself some positive medicine.
Beautiful.
So, yeah.
Thank you for sharing all the things, and I'll add all that to the list for all the things. All the clearings. Cool. Who is next? Marcella, Robin? Robin, you're unmuted. Yay!
Yeah. Hi. Oddly, I don't have a lot to say, which is weird for me. Because I'm getting so much out of this program that it's kind like I'm like actually excited to end. Sounds weird, but like I'm like, okay, I feel like I really got a lot of what I needed.
Yay!
Yeah, so it's kind of like I'm almost ready to kind of shut all the videos down and like the overstimulation, take more time for Christmas, and just kind of like integrate. And yeah, but in terms of my pricing, because I'm changing my prices to 222, which is to me like a big leap. I'm very, very excited, and it feels really good. But there's one side of me, because it feels like the majority of my clientele up until now have been like used to one version of me, which is not having to pay as much money.
Right.
So it feels like some people, and I mean, this is part of the evolving process. I don't, how Emily says, stay out of people's wallets, right? Like, I don't know how
Yes.
much people have and that sort of thing, but there's still like a little bit of that scarcity mindset. I think not so much my own as much as it is. Yeah. Like, I know that there are probably some, I don't know. It just feels like, I think it's more other people's judgments, maybe like, oh, this costs so much money, and I don't really feel pressure around it because I feel like I'm doing good quality work. Like, I feel good about it, but it does feel like, oh no, I don't know if it's like the expectation's going to be higher because of the price or something, because I was underselling myself. That's what it feels like. And then I'm having that white light moment that I was like, holy crap, I've been doing so much work and not getting paid.
Yeah.
So now it's like I have to kind of shift. I guess that was my standards, and I've been shifting that, and boundaries, it's great. But yeah, there's just that little tiny thing there where it just feels like I need to let go of attaching myself to anybody's opinions or thoughts or whatever. Just, yeah, if it's expectation, I'm not sure, but there's something lingering around it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I get that. And like, you're evolving, you've invested more in yourself. Like, even if the people who were the old version like aren't seeing it all, like, you have way more bandwidth, you have more capacity, you have more wisdom. You're in an Akashic certification right now. Like, you have so many more skill sets that when they show up and they have an issue, you can pull from this big, huge, massive toolbox to support them.
Right. And what's weird is I don't even feel like anybody has an issue. It's this made up issue in my head. Like, so I know that it's just something that's what I guess I have you for, because I can do my own healing, but it's like nice to not have to think about where it's coming from and just let you work your magic. So it can feel effortless on my end. Yeah. Because I do feel like I've been in overdrive a little bit. So
yeah. And like, sometimes people like get stuck in their head being like, I should be able to figure this out because I'm a healer and I help someone else with this issue, blah, blah, blah. And like, when we're in our stuff, we're in our fucking stuff, and we're like this, we can see this much of our world. You can't see like all 360 view. Someone else in front of you who's a healer, mentor, support system in any way can see all the things around you. They have a different perspective. They're not like in the shit.
Right.
And sometimes it could be like difficult that when we have less bandwidth because we're going through other stuff, or we're going through our up levels and we're going through stuff, to not like expect ourselves to do what we can do with our clients. Like, it's good to have a support system who can be like, hey, this is useful, and like continue to support us along, versus like us getting our ego negative inner critic saying like, blah, 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 well, you're a healer, so you should be able to figure all this out on your own. Like, no, like, human beings are not meant to do this life alone.
Right. And that's been a big awakening for me. Like, moving forward, I'm going to always have people helping me. Like, I'm always going to, I feel like I'm never going to have to be alone in it, because now through this experience, I've learned to have coaches and like just hire people. It's like, no big deal. Just hire somebody. Yeah. So that's been a big eye-opening. Yeah. It's like, just pay people to do this stuff so you don't have to think.
Yeah. And it like shortens your time. Like, I love that you're now in that space, but like, that's been my experience. I continuously have support where I'm like, I'm in programs, I'm invested in myself. I have several people who are looking at different areas of my life, and like, that's how you really quantum leap and grow and expand super fast. Like, you can be exactly where you're at in your life, and if you're like, I'm in a space and I really need to integrate, like, I really need to like integrate all the things, that's a beautiful place to be in. If you're in a place where you're like, I am wanting to go and like hit the gas pedal to the metal and like fucking go, having support is the actual best, easiest way to do that versus burning yourself out. It's like, cool, so get support from all the other people, go to A to Z quickly. There you go. It gets to be easy.
Yeah, that's more, it feels like my 2021 version of me is just like December, towards the end of this, the end of December is going to be more like, yeah, just chill. And then January is going to be more like starting, just kind of like a new version of me starting up everything and making it bigger and expanding. And I'm just looking forward to the next year, because I know it's going to be so different than this year. And it's something I'm just excited about. I've changed my whole mindset. So thank you for that. Yeah.
You're welcome.
I guess maybe that still the touch of scarcity would be, like, maybe I won't be as busy because of my prices.
What's bad
I
about
guess,
not
but
being as busy?
yeah, but that's kind of where I feel like I'm like, okay, I fully trust, so I'm not actually worried about it. It's just this weird thing that I'm not used to,
Mm-hmm.
is just like, I guess, charging more, because that means I'm gonna have to do less work, which is amazing. But I think I'm just so used to busting my ass off, like having 3 jobs.
Yeah.
I'm used to that, and I guess I do have a busy mindset,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and it's really switching over to the kind of what Alyssa was saying, the slow and steady, like just taking more time for me.
Mm-hmm.
I think somebody else, Belinda, said that too. Yeah,
Yes.
I think it's just integrating more of that mindset
Mm.
into things. Like, who cares if I don't have a client that day? That's wonderful.
Yes. It's so good.
Mm.
Awesome. And yeah, Whitley's relating as well. When she up leveled her prices, I better deliver. Yeah, definitely. And also know that like higher caliber people will also want like the higher caliber experience of like not having a stressed out coach. Like, I don't want to go to the person who has Reiki at $60 and is like burnt out and has people back to back and is like rushing and chaotic energy.
Right.
It feels way
Yeah.
better to have someone who has spaciousness, and they, in more affluence and spaciousness and wealth and understanding of money, they get to play with my energy.
Yeah. And when it comes to my scheduling, because I just started offering like online scheduling for people, I know some coaches will kind of spread their hours out, make it look like they're really busy. And I'm kind of weird about that, because I'm kind of like, well, if this is my real schedule, then that's my real schedule.
Yeah.
Like, but then from a business strategy, I guess I'm like, yeah, well, I can see why people do that, because it looks good that you're busy. But I'm kind of like, well, if I'm not, then don't I want to be real? So I don't. So yeah, that's what I think. But I just wanted to, I guess, double check if you had an opinion about that, like
So
from a
for
business
actually
side.
booking my clients, I let my clients see like the actual space that I have available for client hours. For sales calls, I do have the thing in Acuity where I only allow like so many spaces out to be seen, because that does look good. It doesn't look good to be like, so literally for the whole next 2 weeks, there's nothing that this person is doing. Like, no one's working with them. That makes me question them.
Yeah.
So there is like logic behind why you want to like limit your sales calls. I don't like creating false scarcity. It's just personal preferences. A lot of people in the coaching industry hide a percentage of the calendar. I'm like, this is how many hours I have available for my clients and all the things and all the stuff. And then when they get taken up, they get taken up.
Right. No, I get that balance. I feel like I'm normally busy all the time anyway, so that's not really an issue. But yeah, just from the outsider looking in, I guess that's helpful. Thank
Cool.
you.
You're welcome.
Bye.
So then, Marcella, for you, I have stuff around like being in limbo right now, being a parent and the provider, stuff coming up around like letting go of the old, the grieving ceremony stuff. Anything else you would like to add in before I get to the downloads?
Yes, hi loves. I would like to do some clearings on hold on, let me plug you in before the phone dies. Give me 1 second.
Okay.
Yeah, perfect.
Cool.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hold on, let me turn the volume up. Okay. All right, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
Okay, perfect. So I would like to clear, I mean, like, I want to give myself the grace of that it's okay that I'm in, that I'm grieving, that it's okay to feel, to feel these feelings. But I also want to move on, I also want to. Sorry, guys. I want to feel it and then move on. Because this whole feeling of being like stuck in limbo, like it's a horrible feeling. But I also want to do clearings on releasing the old versions of us with grace and ease, and stepping into the new versions of us with like so much joy, ease, and expansion. Yeah, Robin. Yes. I want to like really like it's okay. You know what it is? The feeling is I felt numb, and I don't know where that's coming from. Like I'm so surprised. Like I'm just like I don't know if I'm holding back pain. I don't know what it is, but that feeling of numbness throws me because I've always like I always felt like I was very connected to my feelings. And so, yes, I felt sadness and grief and frustration and all of it, and joy and happiness, everything. But this feeling of like nothing freaks me out a little bit, like not feeling anything. Like, yeah, that feeling of loss or numbness is just crazy. So it's being able to like work through it. It's almost, okay, this is it. It's almost that feeling like after you've been through, like when you were in school and you just got through brutal finals and you just like want to veg out and you're like, I need to check that out. It's like, I need to go, like, I need to like, just like disconnect completely. And maybe that's what I need. I need a vacation.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Maybe that's what I need. I need a real honest to God vacation because I think I'm like the Walking Dead right now. I'm like a zombie kind of. And I think that's the thing. I need to, you know what? I also want to clear, Laura. I want to clear any guilt over that. Guilt because I have been, okay, here's a big thing. Sorry. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second, guys. Sorry, guys. So I've been working since I was 20. Like I had to start to work to help my family. And so need was always attached. I never realized how much need was a driving force in my life. And so right now, need has been removed and I'm, so it's like, I didn't realize this about myself. I didn't realize it doesn't feel good. Like, I'm like, oh, wow. So I want to feel that spark, that joy, that passion, that connection. So I really do have to let go of this old version of me and step into this new version. And just feel good, like feel that joy, feel that like I remember when we were in that first container and I got that first like 1K, like it was like, you know, like that feeling of, like you're so excited with the baby steps, you're so excited with every step you take.
Yeah.
I want to feel that. I want to feel that joy again of like reconnecting to my work and to my people. And I think part of it is releasing the guilt to be able to recharge, because I struggle with that. I struggle with being able to stop and just like take care of myself and make it a priority and not feel bad about it. So I think that I feel like I need to release and I know I've said this to you a million times. Like I also want to release fears around structure and discipline, like negative emotion around structure and discipline, and see it as a good thing. Because I think one of the messages I keep receiving, or one of the downloads I keep getting, is to like create, and I'm actually looking into it, like hiring like a CFO or like a consult, like somebody that brings that masculine energy to my life.
Yes.
Of working with, you know, that like I'm excited about working with. And I already interviewed somebody, like I already talked to somebody, and he's such a beautiful fit for me, like his personality, everything. He's like beautiful. He's designed for like all the parts that I'm not, he is.
Yay.
And so that's a great feeling. Like I'm like, I want to welcome this masculine energy into my life in a very loving way, and not fight it and not resist it, because like my whole life. So I want to clear any trauma around masculine energy or structure or discipline and men in general, like perceiving the masculine energy in men as intimidating or threatening or scary, and like me wanting to rebel against it. And I feel like also like I know I don't do a lot of like asking you for like personal stuff, but I also see it in my personal life. Like I love like Lavinia's stories of like her dating and everything, and like I love that, but I see it in my life. Like I see how I've created my life to like protect myself to not get into another relationship because I'm like afraid. And so I want to also clear and release any fears around men and hurting me. Robin, you're so funny.
Awesome. Okay. We can definitely clear all the things and all the stuff. Yay!
Thank you.
And then I think we have officially everyone. Okay, so I'm gonna do like a 1-minute bio break before we get into the downloads. I'm gonna get more water. If you guys want to like move or shake your body or grab water, you can totally do that. And then we'll be doing all the downloads. Okay. So like everyone has their camera off. So do you want to like give me a thumbs up or a 1 in the chat or something if you guys are here still? Yay, people are back. Cool. Yay. And I love that you guys are gonna have a celebration party. Yay. That's another thing that I like about groups when they're like typical non-COVID times. It's like group retreats are literally the best. So fucking fun. Okay, awesome. So we're gonna clear all of the things, all the stuff. And I also want to like preface some of this with like, you're always learning and growing. Like there's no there's no like final destination. And a lot of you have seen that like you hit your goal and you're immediately like next. And I love that. And I get that like being a seeker and like that you guys are fucking like overachieving seekers here to do awesome things on the planet, like fucking epic. I get the like frustration of like the human being like, and then the next thing, like I just hit this, now I want to hit this. But it's like so important to like be grateful and really celebrate and really be in like the gratitude energy of everything that you have now, which will create even more space for what you're desiring next. And also to be like, cool, everything that I've cultivated will continue to expand. So like some people hit their 5K months here, yay! And some people are going to take the lessons that they learned from this experience and have their 5K month next month or the month after that, and like continue to grow and expand and build on these like learning blocks. And it doesn't have to be like an immediate thing just because you want it so bad. And sometimes the wanting it so bad, like the being in the like controlling white knuckle gripping energy of like, I fucking need it and I wanted it, it's so desperate. It's like, okay, if that was a relationship, would you want to be hanging out with a like crazy needing, clingy, desiring it, wanting it so bad, eye twitching person? It's like, no, that's not really like how money would be attracted to you. That's not how most like relational energies would be. That's not how a client would really want to have an interaction with you. So just like keeping that in mind, that you get to like relax and surrender and be like, cool, I know that my soul's here to do things. There's a quote, I'm trying to remember who says it. I can't remember, but I've heard like multiple mentors share it, where it's like, those who know can afford to wait. When you know your soul's here for like multiple six figures, when you know that you're here for 10K one month, when you know that you're here for clients who are 10K, when you know you can afford to wait, when you know that your soulmate's going to be epic and fantastic and amazing and wonderful and awesome and everything that you've ever desired, you can afford to wait. Those who know, who have that knowing and that deep level of trust, can afford to wait. And then when you're in that energy where you're like, I don't care about waiting, like things run smoother. And that's the fun practice to even get in, where you're like, where am I noticing impatience myself, big and small? And like practicing like getting green lights. I have like a green light song where I'm like, I get every green light like when I'm driving and I'm going to something that's important. And I've noticed in myself, the more I'm like, oh cool, there's like a lineup, so I get to like run through some like gratitudes in my brain, or I get to like run through some affirmations, or I get to like tune into my visualization of my 1 year from now goal. Like when I have that spaciousness, things actually go a lot quicker, like way quicker than most people's experiences with waiting and lines and different things. So just like kind of keep that in mind as well. Tuning into the chat. I've been thinking that for 2021, like I know it's coming, so I don't need to freak out. Yes, exactly. And like Belinda, like we know that we're gonna hang out in like Bali and like have a fun time, so we don't have to like panic that it didn't happen this year like we had planned, just because like fucking COVID, and it will for sure happen, and we don't have to like stress about like the exact date, the exact time. It's like, oh yeah, this is 100% happening. Like our souls are gonna configure that out. We're good. Yes. Okay, cool. So yes, everyone's in the right place at the right time. Your humans can breathe. Your souls have it all figured out. As you keep moving in inspired action, all of the how will get figured out. Like if you think back at this moment to everything that's led up to now, it's like, oh yeah, when you look back, hindsight's 2020. The dots get connected. You can trust yourself and trust that flow. Okay, so let's clear, release, and let go of any and all stuck energy or self-sabotaging energy that's been holding you back from your next level, from quantum leaping, and give yourself permission to quantum leap and to know what it looks like and feels like from a human's perspective to quantum leap, to integrate these changes, to embody that, and that you know what this looks like and feels like in your business, with your clients, with your pricing and your packaging, with your messaging to the world, and that you know what this looks like in your relationship to money, in your relationship to your clients, in your relationships in general, receiving more money. And if you would like that, you can say yes. Do you want to know what it looks like and feels like to allow and receive even more deeply, to allow yourself to step in to deeper levels of feminine exploration and energy and flow, and that you can feel safe in exploring that? And if you'd like that, you can say yes. Do you want to know who you are and what your life looks like? Truly being a leader, stepping into this next level ideal version of yourself, and that you can spread your light, your message, your inspiration, your joy, your wisdom in ways that are like soul nourishing and fulfilling and enlivening for yourself, and that deeply connect to your soulmate ideal clients, and that you can clearly release and let go of any and all old identities or energies where you've been spinning your wheels or getting caught up in like too many tasks or to-dos or excuses, and that you can release and let go of those things that aren't important, that have been holding you back or keeping you stuck. And if you'd like that, you can say yes. And you want to release and let go of the identity of your business just being the side thing or not as important as other things in your world, and give yourself permission to prioritize your business and to truly categorize it in a way that is helpful and supportive for you and your health and your vitality. And if you'd like that, you can say yes. Do you want to clear release and let go of any and all old stories around being broken or damaged in some way, or it's not working for you, or any judgments or ego criticism that you've had on yourself or your human for not doing enough or not getting what you had expected or what you would expected from a masterclass or a fill in the blank thing, like a post that you'd put out or something, that you can clear, release, and let go of these like heavy old expectations that weren't fulfilled the way that you had perceived them to, and give yourself permission for even better things to be created from this. And if you'd like that, you can say yes. And it's so important to like remember the cycle where you like plant seeds. It's so important to plant seeds and to keep planting seeds and keep planting seeds and keep planting seeds. And then you can harvest and plant seeds and then harvest and harvest and harvest and then plant seeds and harvest and plant seeds and harvest and plant seeds and harvest. Like you can do all the things, but it's important that you like build up to that, that you create the like foundation, the pathway for that. And instead of like 2 days after you plant a seed, flipping out and like wanting to like kill it for not being ready to harvest, be like, I love you and I'm so grateful for you and I support you and here's more nourishing soil and here's lots of like love and sunshine and great things. Like people who haven't converted in your world yet are going to feel it on a subconscious energetic level if you're like, fuck y'all for not buying. You get to come from a place where you're like, my soul's here to shine light in the world and share messages and be amazing and awesome. And the people who are like feeling called to will come here and this is super awesome. And if they buy, yay. And if they don't buy, yay. Like, this is what I'm here to do. And not be in the heavy energy where you're like, goddamn you fucking seeds that haven't been ready to eat yet. Like, they've also done studies where like you having a plant that says nice things and you're speaking nice things to the plant, it's going to thrive and do well, versus the like seed in the plant that you like say hateful, horrible things to it or bully the plant. It's going to have totally different results. This is science, guys. Speak good things to all of your prospects, to all of the people who are watching. Don't be like, they engage and they show up to my fucking thing, but they're not buying. Like, who wants to be in that person's world? It like kind of makes sense when you step back from it. It totally makes sense from a human perspective, being like, I did this and I showed up for my masterclass and I'm showing up for these lives and no one's or crickets or whatever, blah, 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 whatever stories you're going through. But it's so important to really be grateful and be like, awesome, I'm nourishing the seeds, all the seeds, and not judging one seed or another. Like I've had multiple people who've been watching me for fucking years who buy after years. And if I was like, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you to everyone who wasn't buying, no one would want to be in my world energetically. So just being like very calm and grounded and loving to all of your leads, all of the people who engage in your stuff, all of the people who are in your world, just be loving and like unattached to them. Okay. I love that everyone's like, getting better. Awesome. Okay, cool. I wanted this like to like be an image in your brain so that the next time that you have something, and not everyone signs up for a sales call, but maybe 2 months from then they just pay in full, to be cool with that. Okay. And you want to know what it looks like and feels like to recalibrate and to continue to find deeper levels of alignment with what you're here to serve and support your people in the world with right now. And if you'd like that, you can say yes. Remember to breathe and drink water and integrate all the different downloads. Because I kind of just go, all the things. Do you want to clear, release, and let go of this like heavy energy of having your ego hit, of having a big ambitious goal, having a big milestone and not getting there yet, or feeling like your business is always failing or not working out how you want it to, or that you're getting crickets or whatever other stories you're telling yourself, that you can release and let go of your attachment to those illusions and allow yourself to flow even more deeply with what's actually happening, that you can be present to what's happening and mine it for the gold that it is, so that you can continue to flow through the next level and to clear, release, and let go of the resistance that's creating more of this downward spiral. Would you like to clear that? Because it's true, what we resist persists. And instead just being like, okay, this is happening and surrendering to the energy, that's a whole lot smoother ride than no. That's not going to work. Okay. Do you want to clear, release, and let go of this old identity of needing to overfunction, needing to like burn yourself out, drain your energy, self-sacrifice, that you can clearly let go of this like habit of I will force it. I will like through sheer will, through pushing, through like hyper masculine energy, I will fucking force this to fit. That you can clearly let go of those old ways of being, old identities and old like patterns that were showing up, and allow yourself to move with even more ease, speed, grace, joy, and love. Allow yourself to take baby steps that are comfortable and supportive and in inspired action, and that you can clearly let go of any and all old energy that was out of alignment to how your like soul is naturally like capable of showing up and producing and functioning in the like supportive, loving way that like your human knows how to breathe, like your soul knows how to do this. You can allow yourself at a deeper level to just show up in your own inspired action. And if you'd like that, you can say yes. And you want to clearly let go of the old ickiness around launch energy, the old experiences where you've launched and didn't get you that like expectations that you had desired, and that you can forgive yourself and forgive the launch and forgive all the things that you blamed. You can release and let go of that resentment or old energy that's like negative and feeling like heavy baggage. You can release all of that now. And if you'd like that, you can say yes. All right. And it is like a spiritual experience and like a piece of wisdom where you literally heal what's coming up. You do the baby step that's in front of you. You don't say, oh, I've learned a healing modality, so I'm going to spend the next 25 days in a row, 20 hours a day, healing everything that's my mom issues, everything that's my dad issues, everything that are my sibling issues, everything that's from my ex-boyfriends, everything from like, blah, 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 blah. No one in the history of ever has decided that's the best way to do this. We're just going to like dig up all the things. No, the most harmonious, easeful, graceful, supportive thing is that something comes up in our world. We get triggered. There's a thing that we're like desiring more of, or we want to like move away from a pain. We want to go towards a goal. That comes up. Then we heal the stuff around it. So the baby steps are important instead of being like, all the things, all the stuff. Haha, this speaks to me. I know, like I totally get it. Just being like, I want to be fucking done this level and just clear it all. And it's like, and how healing works is that there's different layers. So you, a month from now, is going to have a different layer to heal than you right now in this moment. You, 10 years from now, is going to have a different layer to heal. You can't just sit down and clear all of your daddy issues in one go. You can't just sit down and be like, I'm going to do 100 hours of mindset work, earn my money, and just get rid of scarcity forever. That's not how that works. Just that our conscious brains are on the same page. I love that everyone's just like laughing. Oh, I love that you guys are getting it and it's resonating. Yay. Because it's true. Because like we want to just like get rid of it all. And that's not how life works. Wish people would actually tell us this because it's so true. That's why you show up. I share the truth bombs. Okay. And do you want to know what it looks like and feels like to truly feel good about your baby steps? To be in a celebrative energy, to be grateful, to be appreciative of exactly where you're at on your journey, and to allow that like next level to propel you forward, to really like feel like it's calling you forward, that you get to lean into the next thing, the next step, and that this gets to feel like positive and supportive and nourishing for your body. And if you'd like that, you can say yes. And you want to clear, release, and let go of any and all old energy where you felt like you had to be grateful, like you had to in order to like check off your homework box, or like you had to just like look around and find 5 things. Say that 10 times fast. That you can allow yourself to truly steep in gratitude, to really be grateful for your breath, to truly be grateful for like the fact that you're alive, to truly be grateful for your business, that you have choice in creating a business, that you have choice in what your business boundaries and your standards are, that you can truly be grateful for the life that you're consciously co-creating with the universe. And if you'd like that, you can say yes. And do you want to clear, release, and let go of any and all old limbo experience around like not being okay with where you're at, that you can have deeper levels of acceptance and surrender with what lessons are coming up from being in limbo in a transitional space, and that you can truly get clear on the benefits of this experience and have this like clear, designated, empowered end date of this transitional experience. And if you'd like that, you can say yes. And then Marcella, I'm totally 100% assigning the grieving ceremony as homework for you. Like that was so coming up when all the things were saying, and then you're like, I think I should do it. I'm like, yes, 100% is homework. Yes. Okay. And do you want to clear, release, and let go of any and all fears around what you should do, what other people are telling you should do, or any and all scarcity around like next steps or what like you can only do, that you can clear, release, and let go of that. And if you'd like that, you can say yes. And you want to clear, release, and let go of the fear around like the unknown, around not knowing like the amount of money coming in, the amount of like support that you need to get to your next level, like the amount of time it's going to take, like these unknown variable factors in your world. Do you want to just clear, release, and let go of the charge of having all of these unknowns? And like unknown around 2021 and what that's going to be and when the pandemic's going to be fucking over and like all the different unknowns, you can just like clear, release, and let go of the old charge and the baggage and the negative energy around that. If you'd like that, you can say yes. Okay. Do you want to clear, release, and let go of the fear that everything's going to crumble, and this like should energy of what you think or what your like ego or inner critic is telling you you should be doing, and let go of this like heavy attachment energy to like I need support, I need someone else, like this like needy energy to be doing something or to be investing in something or to have someone there, this like crutch energy, that you can release and let go of that. And if you'd like that, you can say yes. Okay. And you want to know who you are and what your life looks like, truly moving in your own unique inspired action steps and honoring the times and the cycles that you're at in your life and in your business, that you can honor where you're at, that you can allow yourself to integrate and embody and like up level with ease without like creating stories around what you might have heard around like what you need or what you should be doing, or any like scarcity energy around like how other people are selling things, or the like pro marketing structure of people being like, if you don't get my program, you're gonna die and your business is gonna fail and everything's gonna be horrible, and like the like shaming negative tactics, like anything that's in your system around like you need to have 24/7 support all the time in order to be an okay human, you can just like clear, release, and let go of those stories. And if you'd like that, you can say yes. And you want to give yourself permission and space to truly connect with yourself at a deep level, to connect to your next best steps, and that you can allow yourself permission to allow that wisdom, that guidance, that knowing to flow in and to move in your own unique way, in your own unique journey and your own unique path. And you can clear, release, and let go of any and all perceived judgments or like inner critic fears around what that could mean, that you can allow yourself that space and time to connect and move forward from that grounded, centered, empowered place into choice in what feels good, into choice in your next steps, into choice around your own journey as an empowered being. And if you like that, you can say yes. Okay, so then like some conscious pieces around like being like the rest of the year I'm not in a container. It's like if there's those times when you're not totally sure around like what next container you want to be in, if you're like, I don't know if I want to be in like Emily's 1 year mastermind, or if I want to do this or I want to do that, instead of like freaking out about all the things and being like, well, I have to choose now because I don't want to like let go of like one hand and like not have another, be like, okay, cool, can I swap with people? I know it's not like the best thing to do, But if your option is like absolutely no support or a swap or an investment, it's like, that could be an option. It's always good to be in a place where you're like, I can see options here. If you're like, oh my God, there's this or that, and if not, oh my God, horrible things, like that's not a good place to be in. It's good to be in a place where you're like, okay, cool. I don't have charge and I'm not in a triggered space, so I can see several options available to me. Like one option that's totally available is like showing up to my masterclasses. I'm in launch for a 7-week program. So you can literally just show up and like get healing downloads there. You can like not be in your head about like, oh my God, I'm going to be like not investing in this exact moment. Like you can join other people. Like a lot of people are doing challenges right now, or like going to be doing beginning of 2021 things. So like connecting to other energy that'll support you without being like, but if I'm not paid in their paid container, then I'm not going to get as much transformation. Like be committed to reading a book and like reading for an hour a day. Like whatever you decide to do and whatever you have space and time and availability for, you can choose to do. Or you can be like, this year was fucking epic and awesome and amazing, and I'm like totally just resting. I'm going to just enjoy the fuck out of December. Like you get to choose all the things that you want to do. Love this. Awesome. Okay, cool. So yeah, you get to choose, you get to be empowered with choice. Like still knowing that if you have big goals and you're desiring big goals, to then put pause in it. Like if you're like, hey, I'm really wanting a 10K month, and you're also not wanting to do anything for the rest of December and just to do self-care, then maybe be like, take the deadline off, like how people were talking about earlier about like the timeline and the deadlines bringing the pressure. Just like, okay, cool. Then honor where you're at and that you're not posting anything and that you're not showing your light anywhere and you're not doing anything. Then be like, okay, cool. So I'm not going to expect myself to have 100 million K month at the end of the year if I haven't done anything because I want to be resting. Like be like, this is a conscious choice. I'm resting for a week. I'm resting for 3 months. Like whatever you're choosing to do. And then be like, cool. So we're going to like move the plan forward of like what I had planned for like hitting milestones and stuff. Alyssa, I'm going to take December to feel better from the first trimester. Yes, because it kicked your butt. Yes, sending you lots of love, like allowing yourself to do that and then letting go of the launch. Like literally not being like, when's this going to launch? When's all the stuff going to, when are the clients coming in? When's the money coming in? Just being like, cool, I'm consciously choosing to take a month off. Therefore, I don't have a goal right now. Then when you choose to transition back into, I'm in my business mode and I'm going to grow my business and I'm consciously growing my business and desire a new income goal and all these things, then you get to choose a different way of being then. And then you get to hire support and then you get to like do conscious work that moves your business forward and move in inspired action and create all these action steps. That's a different energy, different cycles. You're allowed to be in different stages and cycles in your life. Derek, I'm going to take February off after you fill your one-on-one. Yay! Yes, coasting in your business is fucking epic. Like literally, it's so much fun. I loved coasting so much in my business last year and the beginning of this year. And then travel wasn't a thing. So I'm like, cool, let's scale the fuck out of my business a ton of the time and just keep growing and expanding and doing all these things. So that next year when I can travel again and do really deep dive feminine and just fucking take like a ton of time off, then that's created. So you guys get to give yourselves those permission slips and do whatever is feeling inspired action for you, whatever is feeling good for you, not whatever anyone else is doing, what's feeling good for you. Probably going to work all of 2021 LOL, but not very hard. Smarter. Yes, working smarter with ease, with increased prices because you have so many amazing things. I love the cutie. Hi. Okay. So do you want to clear, release, and let go of any and all like hesitation and resistance and negative like doubt and like frustration around like not knowing what to offer, not knowing the exact things people are going to buy, and truly allow yourself to be in leadership around your offers, around the dates that you're offering things, around who you're calling in, that you get to be that empowered being and choose to consciously co-create this with others. And if you like that, you can say yes. Okay. And Whitley, I'm also bringing awareness to your like words. You were like, nobody but one person booked a sales call. So that's not true. One person booked a sales call that got you a 5K sale. I much prefer when I do webinars and classes where there's not a fuck ton of people and I don't have to be worried about like following up with a million people. It's like, show up, the people who are like super high quality leads, book calls, I make money. That's a much better process than like, I hear fucking like crazy stories where people are like, in the past 2 weeks, I've had 80 sales calls. I'm like, no fucking way do I want to be having 80 sales calls with 80 separate people and not even be at 6 figures. I'm like, that sounds horrible. That sounds so fucking horrible. Why do you want quantity? Why do you want a bunch of random strangers getting on the phone with you for free? Quality and ease and growing your business. And then when you have an amazing sales team, then cool, they can handle 80 calls of random people coming in and filter it eventually up through you. So yeah, ease is better. Do I sound that ungrateful? Not ungrateful. That was just like what your story was. So it's good to be aware of your story where you're like, oh, that's actually not true. I totally had, like, if you did 3 different like master classes that led to 3 different people getting on 3 different sales calls, leading to 3 separate sales, isn't that so much easier? Isn't that way more preferable than like hundreds of people trying to book calls with you and none of them like wanting to do things? Okay. And tons of feedback. Yeah. Okay. Derek, I had a workshop where 2 people showed up and one of them became my client. Yes, that's way better.
Can I just say something super quick, Laura? I was like sitting there typing like a mad person. You have such a powerful gift of being able to reframe people's perspectives in like shift their words, because it's the story, it's the words. That's like one of my challenges that I have to remind myself. But you have brought so much awareness to that for me over our time working together. But you're so good with it, and I just love it. Every time I come up against something, you're like, wait a minute, what if we look at it this way? I'm like, yeah. So I just want to say that. Thank you.
You're welcome. My pleasure. She catches the energy of it. Yeah, it's like neon signs. It's like, I love that this is one of my gifts. Super, super grateful. And thank you so much for the reflection. Love it. Okay. And then you also said should, and also you said that you're pushing an offer and you're also sharing pitch. So those energies feel heavy for you and not super congruent versus I'm offering something to the world. If I offered you 5 different types of cake, would you be like, I'm pushing cake on you? Or would you be like, I get to choose cake? You get to have a totally different energy around your offers, around what you're enrolling people in. And words do matter, like you just talked. So talking about it as offers, you're inviting people into containers, you're inviting people into conversations. That feels a lot lighter and a lot more flowy than pushing an offer on someone. So do you want to clear, release, and let go of those old heavy energies around what you should do, around pushing offers, around what you need to be pitching, around what you want to do, all the old heavy energy around that you can clear, release, and let go of all that. And if you'd like that, you can say yes. And do you want to clear, release, and let go of this old confusion, hesitation, and this scarcity energy around not knowing what to offer next, having confusion around it, and any and all self-doubt around it? You can allow yourself to continue to learn your lessons as things show up, and to even more deeply connect into God, creator, source energy, the universe, around your unique next step, and to truly be on that path and truly check in and truly follow that flow that you're being guided with. And if you'd like that, you can say yes. Okay, so then I love that you were getting testimonials and feedback from how awesome your masterclass is. Promote your masterclass again if you want to. If it's feeling in alignment, share how awesome that was. Share the awesome celebrations that you're getting with existing clients. Share your awareness that I'm sure from that sales call you can circle several things that you could totally help other people with. Make more content off of that. Like keep showing up with that energy and just allow yourself to like allow it to be that easy, like that you get another like 3-month client for $6,000 pay in full or something. Like allow it to be that easy. Okay. So the next steps for 2021. Do you want to know what it looks like and feels like to no longer be fearful of the future? To not be like in this disempowered or victim energy around the unknown, around what life's going to look like, without having the level of support that you have in the past, without having the container that you just had, that you can clearly let go of any and all like wobbly, nervous energy around these unknown variables. And if you'd like that, you can say yes. And do you want to know what it looks like and feels like to be even more deeply embodied and empowered in your truth and your knowing that you will and you can connect with your inspired action, with what is in your next steps, most highest, best good for yourself and for others. That creates win-win-wins for you and other people in the world, and that you can allow yourself to step forward without creating stories or getting in like the downward spirals of fear, that you can acknowledge that fear can come up and continue to move forward on your journey with that fear without letting the fear take control or like drive the car or choose anything on the directive path. That you can allow yourself to show up in inspired action in a supportive way for your body and your business. And if you would like that, you can say yes. And you want to know who you are and what your life looks like moving into 2021 with ease, and that you can feel supported and that you can feel grounded in your life and in your business as you expand and rest and play and rejuvenate in your business and your world, that you can allow things to flourish and replenish with ease, and that you can give yourself permission to truly work in your own inspired action steps. And if you'd like that, you can say yes. Okay, and inspired action is coming up so much for people, like having a mantra, I move in inspired action. Just allowing yourself to truly be like that. Like, I move in inspired action, and trust that and be like comforted in that you don't have to do what 1,000,002 other people are doing on Instagram, or if there's like 1,000,000 people joining this challenge, like you don't have to do what everyone else is doing. Just be like, I move in inspired action, or I move in my inspired action. Feels a little bit more powerful because then you're claiming the my, that your own unique journey is your own unique journey. So I move in my inspired action. For anyone who wants that as homework, you can write that down, put it on your mirror, say it out loud. I move in my inspired action. Okay. Do you want to clear, release, and let go of any and all old energy around your prices need to be at a certain set amount, that you can clear, release, and let go of what like old judgments that you had had or that other people may have on what your prices should be, that you can clear, release, and let go of the old people in your world who aren't ready, willing, and able and excited to pay for it, and that you can choose to deeply connect with your ideal clients who are ready, willing, and able to invest $222 or whatever fill in the blank price you currently have in themselves on their journey with you as their coach, healer, supportive person, guide, whatever you want to call it yourself, that you can allow yourself to have that ease with your transitions and your pricing, and that you can clear, release, and let go of any of your old like stories or made up issues in your head around it, and that you can clear, release, and let go of any and all heavy expectations that you then have to like fix people, or that there is something to fix, or that they're going to expect more of you. That you can clear, release, and let go of like old heavy energies that would prevent you from increasing your rates, and truly know how you can move in your own unique inspired action, because that keeps coming up, to provide them with exactly what they need on their journey as your superpowers with your gifts at the exact time that they are in front of you. And if you'd like that, you can say yes. And you want to have even deeper trust in the people who have soul contracts with you, who will show up at the exact right time for them, at the exact right time for you, and that you can give yourself permission to connect with them and the people who are the higher caliber clients who have been waiting for you and who need your medicine and support, and who will be so excited for your offering to them. And if you'd like that, you can say yes. And you want to clearly release and let go of any and all old scarcity, especially around like time and how much money people have or getting in people's wallets, And you can clear, release, and let go of your old identity that was, quote, used to busting your ass, and that you can clear, release, and let go of this belief system that you need to be busy or super productive or have a million things on your like to-do list or your client calendar in order to be valuable or in order to be successful. That you can allow yourself to work less and receive more, and that you can tune into that being your truth. And if you would like that, you can say yes. And you want to give yourself permission to switch into this slower, more steady, more easeful experience, and to give yourself permission to take even more time for yourself and to clear, release, and let go of any now old, like heavy masculine identities that would have prevented you from taking this amount of time and space. And if you'd like that, you can say yes. Awesome. And I love that Lou's like, yes, creating more content from existing. Yes, it's awesome to like look at, especially when you get more and more clients, to look at, okay, like all the sessions that we've had for the past month, these like 5 themes keep coming up, and to just like create content off that, or to like create a program off that, to be like, okay, like literally everyone's struggling with this, and just allow yourself to utilize what the universe is giving you. And follow those crumbs, follow that inspired action. Okay. And you want to clear, release, and let go of the like heaviness of letting go of the old identities of yourself, that you can allow yourself even deeper amounts of grace and space to really release and grieve and let go of what hasn't been supportive for you, that you can allow yourself deeper levels of compassion and love as you feel your feelings, as you move through what's been coming up for you, and that you can clearly release and let go of this identity where you've been stuck in limbo, that you can allow yourself to see the grace and the lessons of being in this limbo experience, and that you can truly step into your empowered leadership choice expression by committing to this end date of this transitional limbo experience, and to truly be grateful for the benefits of it. That you can see the benefits and the things that you're grateful for in it, so you can be accepting of it as it's happening, that you are conscious yes to it. You've chose this over other options in the world, even if the other options were like dying or like living on the street. Like you chose this consciously over other experiences, that you can be in that empowered place, that you can be in gratitude for what you're experiencing right now, even if it's not the most ideal thing that you would ideally be wanting to experience. And that you can, from that space of gratitude and blessings, bless and release this transitional limbo experience and move forward with consciousness into what you're co-creating next. If you would like that, you can say yes. And you want to clear, release, and let go of the fears of letting go of the old version of yourself, and allow yourself to prioritize the grieving ceremony so that you can release and let go with ease. And if you'd like that, you can say yes. And you want to clear, release, and let go of the negative connotations you've had around like not feeling anything, around being in this loss experience, around like the human confrontation that like you will die, that life will end, that people won't always be here, that you can allow yourself even more grace and love and support through that experience and through any experiences that you have going forward where there's someone in your life dying, there's someone in your life who's in a dis-ease or a painful experience. You can allow yourself to have even more grace and love and support and compassion during that experience, and that you can allow yourself to like clear, release, and let go perceive negative emotions around like what you should be doing, around like what the ideal version of yourself would be doing in an experience where you're like exhausted or depleted or run down, that you can give yourself permission to be exactly where you're at on your journey without making it worse by judging yourself. And if you like that, you can say yes. Okay, so like the conscious piece of this, if you haven't watched or not watched, listened to the book, The 4 Agreements, or read the book, The 4 Agreements, I would highly recommend that. It's the agreement where essentially if you're sick and you have a fever and like you're run down, your best that day can just be living through that day. your best will change at different scenarios in your life. You don't have to expect yourself to run a 5K when you have a fever and you're sick in bed, because your best will change depending on your experience, your day, what's going on in your environment, in your body, and all these different things. So allowing yourself to have that grace that when you're in hard times in your life, that your best is going to look different than when everything's sunshine and happiness and ease and just like up-leveled awesomeness and you're already like solid in that and you're coasting. All of these experiences will look different. So I can't remember exactly what that like agreement is, but even if you like want to open your book and reread that section where it's like, yeah, you will look different at different days. So just deepening that truth. I just bought that book. Yay, it's on its way to you now. Yay. Because it keeps coming up for you. Yeah, that would be super supportive. Okay. Yay. So like, if you're truly in a space where you just need to veg out, allow yourself to veg out. Like, allow yourself to book off time for vacation. I was going through a dark night of the soul a couple years ago when I like had my epitome of like, I went to Life and Wealth Mastery and I cleansed my body and I did colonics and I was raw and I did all the things. And I'm like, I'm going to be such a clear channel. Like my ego was so like, I'm going to be the best. Like me, like mid-20s, like I'm going to like fucking be the cleanest channel and just such an awesome human. Like I'm like done. Like I wanted like just be at the top and just officially have A+ in spirituality and like healing and clearing my body and just be done. And then the universe is like, hey, you really need to eat meat. Otherwise, we're going to like have your hair fall out and you're going to be fatigued and you're like going to have depressive thoughts. So I had to literally be okay. And like mentors were telling me, fucking watch TV. Let yourself numb out, watch TV. Have gratitude that numbing out, watching TV is the thing that you're feeling called to do right now. And you're not feeling called to do heroin. And you never took up drugs and you never like got into alcoholism. Like, be fucking grateful that your body just wants to numb out, watch TV and give yourself permission to. And instead of beating yourself up every single time that you choose to watch another show, just be grateful. Be like, I'm choosing to do this. I'm consciously choosing to give my body space and to heal and to rest. And this is what I'm consciously choosing to do, and I'm grateful for it. And then I wasn't in such fucking resistance to only feeling called to fucking vegging out. And then I got to move through it. So sometimes it is so supportive to be like, I'm going to fucking veg out and watch TV all day long. That's all I'm doing today. So definitely everyone who is feeling called to vacation, make your own special version of staycations. Like do whatever you need to do. We're in a fucking weird year. Like we're in a pandemic. Like allow yourself to be like, I'm alive right now. Congratulations to me. Yay, me. Congratulations. Still being alive right now. We'll show up and do more work for other people later when I'm in a better place. But like, yay, me for living right now. Yay, me. Yay. Truly celebrating that. And being like, this isn't going to be forever. This is a stage or a phase that I'm in. What's here for me to learn? I learned so many things from that like not fun dark night of the soul that has been supportive for so many of my clients and so many other people. And like, I had to go through it. It's not fun to go through it and be like, oh, goddamn, I'm still in a human form. And we haven't all learned how to make all of our lessons easeful and graceful and loving and supportive. We can choose that. We can consciously choose that. We can keep doing more healing. So our experience is way better than other people who are like the first waves who are chopping down like the fucking trees in the forest. We have like dirt roads and paved roads. Like we're in a lot better experience than a lot of other people. And a lot of us are still way showers for an even better world for other people. So we also get to be really loving to ourselves when we go through the fire first and we're just like, okay, learning all this for myself, I'm going to learn this for other people too, and then I'm going to teach it to other people. And to like let yourself have that like loving grace when we're just going through it, because we're going to like learn it to teach other people. Okay. Wow, interesting. Yes. So yeah, everyone who wants to take a vacation, essentially take a vacation, take care of yourself. It's important. Do you want to clear, release, and let go of the attachment to need being that driving force in your world, and the clearing the fears around this like heaviness of needing something, of needing to be okay, of needing like the survival mode energy, and the heaviness around that. And if you'd like to release that and the fears around this like negative emotion or around structure and around like not wanting discipline or not wanting to like be this consistent or not wanting to do things that actually aren't in your highest and best good, that you can just like clear, release, and let go of all the things that were just illusions and stories and not necessary for you, that you can just like let go of all that. If you'd like that, you can say yes. I love you, Whitley. You are so channeling right now. Yes. It's fun to just like all the things. Okay. Do you want to clear, release, and let go of the fear that the masculine energy is going to hurt you, that it's intimidating or threatening or scary or bad, that you can clear, release, and let go of the old trauma cell, trauma frozen energy and stories and even excuses that you've had around masculine energy not being safe or to deepen it or to trust it, and that you can clear, release, and let go of any illusions where like you need to protect yourself from it, that the only relationship you could have with it is when it like hurts you or like disempowers you, that you can clear, release, and let go of those, and that you can allow yourself to welcome in healthy masculine energy, your own healthy masculine energy and the healthy masculine energy of others, so that you can even more deeply harmonize what's meant for you in your own body and what's meant for your business and your relationships. That you can allow yourself to call in the beautiful energies that you need to thrive in this world, and that you can welcome it in without the old things from the past holding you back from being ready to receive it. And if you'd like that, you can say yes. Do you want to clear, release, and let go of any and all stories where you have to be everything? Like you have to be this independent superwoman, superman who can do it all, who can figure it out all by yourself. You can clear, release, and let go of like any and all heavy old energy where like you're alone and it's all on you. It's all on your shoulders and you have to figure it out. And it's just this like alone, isolated, scary energy. Do you want to clear, release, and let go of those? And if you'd like that, you can say yes. Okay, and then we can integrate all of those changes. And I can offer you a general healing for any and all other areas of your body, life, and business that are ready to be healed right now, and fill you up with your higher power's unconditional love, compassion, peace, and prosperity. And if you'd like that, you can say yes. And take some deep cleansing breaths, really allowing it to clear out. We just did so many downloads. Allowing yourself to breathe, and if you want to pop in the chat how you're feeling now after all of the downloads. Love the yes, relaxed, inspired, thank you, you're welcome. Peaceful and positive, so good, ready for bed, yay. Relaxed, feels so good, yay. Okay, beautiful. So calm and at ease. My body's all tingling, hopeful. Yay, 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 yay. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Head feels clear. Yay. Awesome. Grateful. Yay. Oh, I love all the energy. And let yourself breathe and like take deep breaths. Some like if you want to ground, like there's a little bit of like, this is so nice energy. Grounding into your body feels good. Drinking water can support you with that. Yes, awesome. Okay, cool. Sounds good. So then tuning into homework, because you do have me until Friday. Do you see the blue? Awesome. So make that small. Cool. So next steps. So continue doing lead generation if you want me to look at anything. I know that Kelly, your webinar is showing up. Anything else you would like me to look at? Anyone who wants support in any previous homework, you can put in the group and I'll give you guys support. Continue to implement everything that you've learned, and you can share with us what you're committed to for homework. So if anything came up like for example, doing the grieving ceremony. You can commit to doing that. Anything else that came through you, if you want to commit to like having a vacation and like actually like go and book a room at a hotel or do a staycation or do something that's like healthy and socially distanced and safe and all the things. Do whatever you're like called to do. I have had multiple experiences where I've just gone to hotels and like Airbnb things and been like, okay, cool. Like I'm literally just doing this so that I can like have space. So our group officially closes on Friday, December 11th. And then potential next steps for moving forward. I'm creating an Increase Your Impact and Income mastermind program. So I've loved that like these energies have flowed where we like did the course and then the 3-month and continuing moving forward. So I am like that aspirational thing where I'm like, I do feel like it will eventually become like a 9-month container where like people have to join at the same time. It'll be cohorts and stuff like that. For right now, I'm going to allow us to just move forward in inspired action. If you're feeling called to like another 3 months where you're deepening into clearing these subconscious beliefs that have been holding you back, you're still in the realm where like 5 to 10K months are like where I'm moving forward to. That's what's feeling really good for you. You want to do the deeper money mindset work. You want to keep stepping into your abundant energy, keep moving into like your inspired action, the paths that feel good for you, the offerings that feel good for you, the pricing that feels really good and inspired and flowy for you. That's the container. It's essentially just like extending this 3-month experience into even more of this good, amazing awesomeness. So I love that Robin's like already ahead of me and she's like, how much is this one? So I also have fast action, a private session with me if you're like, hell yes, I want more things. So this one begins January 5th. So I love that you guys were like, I want to take time off. So I was totally feeling into that energy of like, there's been a lot of quantum leaping and a lot of really awesome things. So if you want to start fresh in January 5th, we will have 90-minute live group coaching and healing calls. It's actually going to be an hour earlier because like I know that this is late for people who are on like the European time zone and stuff like that. So it'll be 7 p.m. Atlantic, 6 Eastern, and 3 Pacific. So that'll also support Kelly if Kelly wants to continue moving forward. She won't have to like hop off early and stuff like that. Plus, we're going to do 2 hours of hot seats every month as well. It's going to be the same kind of deal where the recordings are available within 24 hours. You can send in your questions beforehand. It'll be an amazing community to ask questions, have accountability, have support, have me giving you theta healing downloads, going live in there on like what you're sharing for homework and all that stuff. So same kind of vibes, even longer. Plus, for anyone who is like, I don't want a vacation right now. I totally want to like just like deep dive into the people who are like wanting to start in January, like if you're serving the public, or people who are like very much into like New Year's and you're going to have offers for people in New Year. Even if you are light workers, there's other light workers, like I had so many people who wanted to really like start in December last year to like start to propel them into the next year, and having that intention and committing to programs can be super powerful. So yeah, like there's so many different things that you can have belief systems around. My belief system is December gets to be an awesome month. December has historically been like awesome months for me and my mentors and other things. So you get to choose who's in your world. A lot of people have January being one of their highest months too. If you have a lot of like general public people who are like New Year's, new me, new resolutions, new all the things. So I am also creating a 6-week live container. So how we did our like 6/7/8 week thing in the summer where we just like kept going with additional hot seats because I was like, I don't want this to end. And the new thing hadn't dropped in yet. So there was 6 actual modules of that experience of that course. So I'm going to get people to like watch the module content and then come to the calls wanting to discuss those things. So like money mindset at a deeper level, the visibility and throat chakra blocks at a deeper level, the boundaries, all the stuff that we had done before, inspired action, harmonizing masculine and feminine energy, like next level boundaries, deeper levels of conscious 3D work that we need to do. So essentially, if the people who've done Sales Power, where it's like you watch a module and then you come and we talk about the module content, and then we kind of open it up for hot seats. That's going to be the vibe for this 6-week container. So because we're officially starting January 5th for this mastermind, I wanted there to be like space for people who do want to like propel themselves into having a fucking epic December and to like be starting a group program of their own in January or starting a 5-day challenge in January and like want that gap to be bridged of support in between. I'm also going to give you guys access to this live 6-week course that I'm doing for increasing impact and income. So you'll also have 6 additional 90-minute calls in there if you want to hop on those. So those are going to be Monday nights at 6 p.m. Eastern and 3 p.m. Pacific. So it'll again be 7 for our Atlantic time zone people. So the Facebook community for this one starts on December 14th. So ours closes this Friday. This one opens on Monday, so December 14th. So if you want that continued community support, put your homework in, stuff like that, ask questions, you can start having that support as well. So that's the bonus program that goes with it. I also love doing the fast action. So if you join by this Friday, December 11th, you'll also get a 1-hour private session with me because I love spending time with my soulmate clients. It is so fun to do. So values of things. And this is also good to like learn. I also watch all of my mentors when they sell things because I'm like, I want to know how they like organize it and how they structure it and all the things. So this is the value stack where you share the experience with people, like how you get each individual value, and then you like share the value, and then you share what it is right now for being fast action. So this is the vibe of it. So the mastermind will be at a place where it's at $1,000 a month, and it'll be a 9-month commitment. For right now, I'm gonna have the like 3-month container within it, and then grow from there. That's kind of like what I'm inspired to do right now when I flow with my inspired action. So the mastermind for 3 months is $3,333. You also get bonus live access to all the additional calls for the Increase Your Impact and Income course. So it'll be 6 additional 90-minute calls you can jump onto as you desire to. And then plus a fast action private session with me. So total value of all of that is $6,441. It's hard to make angel numbers when you have angel numbers and then add them up. So in the fast action early bird for this by this Friday is $1,997 if you want to pay in full, or there's also an installment plan of $797 for 3 months, again, by choosing December 11th as the end of day for the cutoff for that. And if you have an extended payment plan with me right now and you're like, I'm not sure how that'll work, and then this one and stuff like that, you can totally send me a PM right now and we can just chat about that, what different like payment plan options that would feel good for you, that would work well for you, would be in moving forward. And then, because I'm like, how do I make this even better than when we did it in like August, and like even better because I like to make things better and juicier and more fun. So there's also an exclusive bonus that if you say yes tonight and you're like, yes, I'm a hell yes person, I like want additional support, you can also have 1 week in January of additional support. So if you're like launching something the first week and you want WhatsApp access to me and have quicker response time and all that fun stuff, then you can get a 1 week in January. So it can be any week that you want in January, but it does have to be used within January. We're like, this is my week. This is when I'm like launching something or need a bunch of support in something, and then I can support you there. Okay. Laura, will you be posting this anywhere? My brain is full and I can't take any more. So this is totally going to be at the end of the recording for this call. So it's going to be at the end of the Facebook Live that's streamed into the group. I could also totally get my VA to like cut it so you can also just listen to this. Awesome. Thumbs up. Cool. So then Robin, tonight it is $1,997 to answer your question. I'll pop this in the chat if anyone's just like, hell yes, and I want the exclusive bonus, and I know this is for me, and I'm so ready to start in January. Or if you're like, I want the January and the transition in between, you also get to jump on any and all additional calls for the course that you want to jump in. So you can do that. So then this is the summary of all the things. You get the mastermind, all the additional live calls for the course. You get to be accessed into that Facebook group, so you have continued support in a Facebook setting from now until this January 5th start date. You can also get a private session with me. So if you desire to right now, you can also send me a PM. If you're like, I'm not sure, is this the best fit? Should I just do the course? If you want to just do the course, the early bird for the course right now is $9.97. I also have a sales page for that my VA has somewhere that I can grab. So I'll be talking about that in the masterclass on Thursday, and I'm going to be doing more preparation in December for like launching that and doing all of those things. So you can also totally show up to those. I have an affiliate program. I've reached out to some of you guys who I'm like, oh my God, you'd be like so fun to have an affiliate. Then we tried the affiliate link. I tried it and it actually didn't work with lead pages. Then last week was like a whole technology thing of like me and my VA trying to like find another thing. So essentially we moved everything to Kajabi. I was thinking of doing that as a project in 2021 and the universe is like, hey, do it now. And then you have the affiliate built right in. So we've totally recreated our sales pages and our master classes and all the things, but that's all set up now. So if you would like to be on the affiliate program for Increase Your Impact and Income, you get $250 US when a friend of yours signs up. So if that's for the digital program, if that's for the course, whatever you sign up people for, like I so appreciate you guys like sharing, and I'm all about win-win-win. So if you'd like to do that, I will get people links tomorrow. We were like double checking that everything was working tonight for the affiliate program. So everyone who I talked to before, and I love that Whitley wants to be an affiliate, yay. So you'll get your affiliate codes starting tomorrow, because then everything's tracked and it's easy and we don't have to worry about like the manual stuff. Because like, I think when I first put some feelers out, like 11 different people were like wanting it. And I'm like, okay, so we can't like fall back and do manual for this. Like we really need the structure of a program. So this would be like inspired action where it's like, okay, people are saying yes, this is looking like a good thing to do. And the technology is like giving us a headache. So then you get to be like, okay, tune into this at this stage where we're currently facing the obstacle of technology. What feels good to do? And then I literally like talk to my VA and I'm like, if you can find one solution, we can find 5. When you can find 5, you can find 10. And we literally like consciously chose to not just be like, oh my God, these are the limiting things and all the scarcity and stuff. We'd be like, what are the variety of options? And then made empowered choices that felt really flowy. So that's just a little like inspired action, recent story in my world. And then I also have the VIP level. So if you were in it this time and you want to do VIP again, you can also talk to me about it. You want to upgrade from your experience this time into one that's VIP next time. And I'm only doing 3 VIP spots because I want to make sure that I get to be like super attentive and have lots of like awesome energy for my like people who are like private access to me. Okay. Amazing. You're welcome. Why in US? Because US is what's like the easiest to manage for people. Canadian, and this is like good to know for why ideally, Robin, you would be pricing US as well. It's because it's like super supportive when like people in different areas. So like Australia, Europe, Germany, US, Canada, a lot of people know what the US dollar is doing. A lot of people typically work and do business in US dollars. So that's something that you get to do. And then if you're in Canadian, it's super fun to receive Canadian dollars. So that's why US dollars. Any other questions that I can answer? And if not, I can send everyone so much love and light and healing energy for an amazing job. You guys have like showed up amazingly in this container. It's been like so fun witnessing you guys' transformations. Oh my God, it's like such a pleasure to like support people who are like doing epic things in the world and who like desire to help even more people. Makes my heart like super happy. So I'm sending you guys all so much love. Have an amazing holidays. If I've not seen you before, I have you guys until Friday in the Facebook group. So anything else that you would like support in, ask for support and you will receive it. Bye.